Live from Brunswick Automart Stadium, home of the Brunswick Blue Devils. This is Holy Name Athletics pregame show. I'm your host, Nathan Smee. Alongside me, Damian Webb and Cameron Ragazza for tonight's game. Tonight's game is going to be a very good game between Holy Name, the 1 seed, and Mansfield Senior, the 5 seed. These two teams played each other in 2019, 45-30 victory for Mansfield, I believe it was. Very good game, but we're going to talk about that more later. Let's start tonight with Holy Name versus Lutheran West. That was a very good, tough game for both teams. Very defensive in most regards, starting in the first half. The beginning was dull, no scoring in the first quarter. However, Lutheran West would strike first with a rushing touchdown from their one quarterback, Jelani Theodore, to make it a 7-0 ball game. And that kind of set the tempo for Lutheran West, only in the first half, however.
Yeah, and then Lutheran West kicker really popped off. Bryce Grubb drilled a kick to make it 10-0 going into half. That really just kind of put Holy Name in a bad spot, but going into halftime, things changed shortly after.
After a quick, unsuccessful drive from Holy Name, they were able to stop the Longhorns' offense and get the ball back.
And the key momentum shift in this game, I believe Damian said it off camera beforehand, it was a Christian Sanchez 41-yard rush. I believe what his words were, if we come back and win this game, that'll be the key moment, and it did. That kind of set up the tempo, and then Austin Wondolowski had a run-yard rushing touchdown set off of that. Christian Sanchez's run, you've seen that highlight reels on Twitter and Instagram everywhere from this game. It was a pretty big run, and kind of showed the power of Christian Sanchez, and then the speed and versatility of Austin Wondolowski punching in the end zone. 10-6 ball game at that point, which put the pressure on Lutheran West.
Oh, good. Put the pressure on Lutheran West for sure. You want to keep going? Oh boy. I don't even know where we're at. Ensuing Lutheran West drive, running back Jamarian Banks coughed up the football, which was recovered by Keyshawn Gardner. This was a moment that changed part of the game.
And then on the drive that resulted, Javon Williams used play action to find Andrew Cole in the end zone to give Holy Name a 13-10 lead.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a fake to Austin Wondolowski. I thought he was in the end zone at that point. However, he kind of did a little bit of a play action boot to the right side, found Cole in the end zone, made 13-10. Then Austin Wondolowski capped off the day, second touchdown rushing, 20-10 ball game. Pretty straightforward at that point. Holy Name looked solid in that second half. The first half kind of worried a lot of us on offense especially, but the defense picked it up in the second half, allowing 0 points. And the offense as well, as scoring 20 on that Lutheran West defense. That was a pretty good momentum setting point. And then Mansfield Senior took down Defiance 16-0. Second shutout in 2 games, and then their third and fourth. And Ricky Mills, he's the big story of that game. He had recorded 8 tackles and 3.5 sacks en route to allowing only 174 offensive yards total from Defiance. So this Mansfield defense is coming in kind of momentum shift like we had last year. Going in, we kind of shut out Bay 28-0 and Norton 28-0. They did 2 shutouts, Ontario and Defiance. Both are decent teams. Are they on the level of a Norton last year or a Bay? Potentially not, but they were still really good teams. So it'll be interesting to see how that Mansfield Senior defense works tonight. Now we're going to go to our questions, starting with question number 1. Holy Name, as we said, had a very slow offensive start last week, getting 0 points in the first half. However, we exploded in the second half for 20 points. What do we need to do to start hot tonight?
I really said that Holy Name needs to just stay focused and be locked in. This is a big game, a lot of potential tonight. Play with the mentality that this is going to be our last game. We never know when our last game is going to be, so let's make it a good game no matter what and hope for a better outcome than for another week. And then third, just come out strong. If we come out strong and hit hard, we'll see a really good change in momentum, and I think that the guys really want that.
I think we just gotta try it especially on offense. Just get the first down. Don't try and force the ball. Just get that first down and keep the chains moving, and don't panic if we're down, because obviously, as seen in the Elyria Catholic and Lutheran West games, we came back down from a comeback at halftime. We came back from a deficit at halftime. We made a comeback.
Yeah. That is a valid point, though, about the deficit. However, I'm going to argue we got to score on the first drive. We got to keep the momentum going. This Mansfield Senior team, they scored points. They score them early and often in every game. They're averaging 28 points a game this season. We got to score on that first drive. Obviously, it's probably going to be a run-heavy set because looking at the weather, it's pretty much going to be a downpour, I would expect, by the time the game starts. Currently, it's kind of in a mix of rain and snow at this point, pretty close depending on the temperature, but you're going to have to run the ball a lot. We got to score on that first drive. Use guys like Wondolowski, use guys like Gardner, use guys like Sanchez and Williams. If we can use them well, that's key. And even ball security is a bigger thing like that. Even if we don't use the run game and we use the pass game for some reason, ball security is key. You can't cough up the football. if you cough up the football against a team like Mansfield, they're going to make you pay. That's what happened in 2019. If we cough up the football early in this game, I don't think that's going to end well for Holy Name. And don't be afraid to air it out. I don't think they're going to expect it. I think everything they're going to be expecting is run-heavy sets. They're expecting QB sneaks. They're expecting QB draws. They're expecting outside runs, inside runs. They're expecting that. Launch the ball deep to a guy like Kevin Pavanka, who's established himself as a deep threat throughout. Same thing with Matt Matronix. If we air out the ball a couple times, catch the defense off guard, that could be a big part for how Holy Name scores a couple points from tonight's game. Question number 2. Mansfield's Ricky Mills. Like I said, 8 tackles and 3.5 sacks last week en route to a 16-0 win against Defiance. He played really well, and that was pretty much a career night for him. What adjustments does the offensive line specifically need to do to make sure that Mills does not get to the backfield at all in this game?
I really say that a big fail last week would probably be like allowing gaps. That really was a big part of like all the losses, and like the yardage losses, not the actual. And then just run the ball, hand it off quickly. Don't let them get the sacks and get those first downs. A first down goes a long way. And if you can just keep getting first downs until you get to the goal line, then you'll have a good football game.
I think we just got to keep playing the way we've been playing. I don't think Holy Name's given up that many sacks in the season, so they've done a pretty good job so far, and I hope that they keep it up tonight. And I think we just gotta the offensive linemen have just gotta stick to their assignments and just don't do anything like too out of the ordinary of what they're just used to be doing. Just block the guy you're supposed to be blocking, and everything's going to go accordingly. Yeah,
just stating with that, I believe the statistic is 9 sacks we've allowed this year, which is pretty good for this offensive line, but it doesn't matter on one guy. All 5 guys need to hold their blocks. If the passing play, I believe the statistic is 2 to 3 seconds you got to give your quarterback to throw the ball away. It's something along those lines. If you can do that, that's going to be a key. Damien and I both played O-line. We can tell you the importance of holding your blocks, because a lot of the games we went 2-4, a lot of those games, Cole, who was the quarterback of that freshman year, got sacked a lot of times. Our line did not hold our blocks most of the time. We need to hold the blocks tonight. And Bowling, Santiago, Kugluski, Burton, and Wallace, they all know what they have to do. There's a reason why they're the starting guys. There's 4 of those guys who are seniors. The 3 of them played JV last year mainly. I mean, the main guy on varsity last year on that line was Burton. And Joban Santiago, transferring in last year, played really well on JV and was up for the starting role when Craycraft got injured against Buckeye. He was up there compared to Jeremy Wallace, I believe. I don't know who the other one was, but it was those 2 for sure. They know how to hold their blocks. Keep your assignments and don't try anything too creative. I mean, obviously, if it's a zone run, you get the guy. You do your 45-degree step, and you drive him that way. You don't try to create something different and kind of like hinge block randomly for some reason if you're a tackle. And if you're an inside guy, you don't push someone to the outside if it's going to be an outside run. You got to make sure you keep them inside. That's the reason why we double team on the edge for a reason. You got to hold the blocks, listen to the assignments, and if we do that, I think Mills should be limited pretty well. Question number 3. Holy Name has passed the ball less than the usual in the last couple of games. I mean, that's been seen in the game script, maybe 7-8 passes a game, kind of similar to the Jimmy G method of getting to the Super Bowl from the Niners in 2019 and 2020. But will we see the return of the passing game tonight, not in a point where we're losing? Will we see it early, and will we see it often, basically?
I don't think we're going to see much of it. I think it's going to be run-heavy, factor of the weather, and just trying to actually score tonight. Christian Sanchez as well as Javon, they get a gap, they run the ball, they're going to go. And if we keep the run, get the first down, then we'll get in the end zone and score some points. And that's just how it's going to be tonight.
Yeah, I agree with Damien. I don't think we're going to try and pass the ball too much. Our running offense has been working and has worked out well, but I do think we're going to go back to the screen games. We kind of went away from it a little bit last week, but I feel like we're going to try and get our guys in some space and allow them to have a head of steam, run forward, and some green turf ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the weather right now, it's pretty much a mist. It's kind of hard to see out there. The passing game should not and probably will not be used early. Like Cam said, screens would be our best option at this point. Throw it out to Wondolowski or Cole in the flats. You can find Sanchez. I mean, he has 5 receptions of the year and hasn't had one since the second half of the season has started, but you can always have that as an option. They're expecting run heavy, so if Sanchez and Williams are both countered and Wondolowski and Gardner are pretty much limited and you have to air it out, then that's fine. Just use the flats, get in some open space. That's the key. No matter if you're running the ball or throwing the ball, you got to find someone in open space because yards after catch or yards after contact is going to be a big part of this game. Whichever team has more yards after contact or after the catch, that's the team that's going to win tonight's game. Get in open space, hold the blocks, and honestly, if the weather gets better, don't be afraid to take a couple risks. Obviously, The balls, how they're going to be handled, is going to be a big part of this game. Make sure they're not too slick, not under-deflated like Tom Brady and the Patriots in 2014. But that's going to be monitored, a big point of this. If the ball gets a little too slippery, it's going to be a run-heavy set. But don't be afraid to pass the ball. That's my main thing here. Don't be afraid to pass it. Use the flats. And like I said in question number 1, launch the ball a couple times. What's the worst that could happen? Question number 4.
A turnover? A turnover?
It could be that, but here's the thing. When you have a deep threat like Pavanka and Matriniks, who both play defense, they know how to tackle. If you launch up to a guy who plays defense, they're more likely to get the tackle. There's a logic there. Because obviously, I would if I'm throwing the ball deep, I wouldn't throw the ball if there's any shot of a pick six. You wouldn't launch it deep to someone who can't tackle. You would launch it deep to someone who's like Pavanka or Matriniks who plays defense. Even a guy like Wondolowski or Kuchera. Those guys know how to play defense and can track back, kind of in the DK Metcalf method. I mean, obviously airing it out's risky, but there's always a downside to it, but there's always an upside. Question number 4. Mansfield Senior runs come out of a wing T offense. Andrew Cole described it as a balanced offense and defense. That's what I asked him about it today. Kind of more like a run-pass set, evenly. You'll see that in statistics. What does Holy Name need to do to adjust to this weird formation? That I think Mansfield's run this for decades. What do we need to do to adjust to it?
I mean, we've adjusted throughout this whole entire season. Whether it be a star player like Levi Ellis, a weird gate formation that we seen a couple weeks ago. There's many formations and many players that we've been challenged with, and I think through film and through practice this week, those things have been addressed. And as long as the players were paying attention, did their game notes, and really watched film closely, they'll know what to do, and they will be able to stop it.
Yeah, I just think that the defense just needs to know that anyone can get the ball on any play, and they just got to try and stop them the best they can. It could be a run, it could be a pass, it could be a counter, it could be a bunch of different things, and they just got to be aware of who's going to get the ball, and they got to track the ball well.
And a big part of this will be countering. If Mansfield wants to run out of whatever set they show, you got to make them pass. If they want to pass, make them run. You got to make this Mansfield team uncomfortable, because clearly in these games they've gotten comfortable leads, 38-0 and 16-0. Those are both 2+ score leads. If you let them get comfortable, they're going to run all over you or pass all over you, basically control the game script to the way they want it to be. If Holy Name's defense can set the tempo early, say, we're controlling the game script, not you, and kind of force them inside. If they can use the outside edge, I mean, we've seen that Elyria Catholic, all 4 of those rushing touchdowns in week 3, we're using the perimeter. If we can force them inside and have guys like Wondolowski and Kuchera get the majority of tackles up in the second level, that's going to be a big part of winning this game. So if they want to run the ball, make them pass. If they want to pass, make them run. That's basically as simple as it's going to be, controlling the game script, and that's how you counter an offense that historically has worked for this Mansfield team, as they've been a dynasty for decades. So you got to counter what they know. Question number 5. Holy Name lost to Mansfield Senior 45-30 in the regional semifinals of the 2019 playoffs. I believe it's pretty close to 3 years to the day at this point. How much does that result resonate in the minds of the players and coaches on both sides who were at that game? And to preface this, the players at that game would be the current seniors.
To really talk about this, they want revenge. And in football, when you want revenge, you play hard, you hit hard. And overall, next week would be the place where we got knocked out, so to speak. So Holy Name wants to get there, undoubtedly. And as long as they play like they've played throughout this season, that's what they want. And we're gonna go for it. And I believe whoever wins the Padua-Norton game is who we will face next week. Big rush here. Holy Name, Padua might see each other again. We hope. If that's the case, that's going to be a good game, and that's really going to get these guys into a good mindset tonight.
I definitely think it's going to be in the back of their minds, but I think they're going to focus more on this game today. Like, obviously, like Damien said, they're going to acknowledge it and they're going to want revenge, but I think they're more focused on this game than truly the game of the past.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a revenge game for Holy Name, but also something in the mind of Mansfield Senior. If they win this game, this would be the second time that they've been the last team a Holy Name quarterback's played at in his career. The other one, Nick Mercucci in 2019. 2019, that was his last game. Mansfield ended his Holy Name career. They had the chance to end Javon's tonight. I'm sure that has to be in the back of his mind, because I know Javon was at the game. Mr. Ronco was telling us the story during study hall. He kind of went up with Devon after the game and asked how he was doing. I think his response was, I'm cold. I think he wants to go out there and play hard tonight. All these guys do. They want to get to Padua or Norton next week. Both of them we beat last year in the playoffs. We want to prove a point and get to Canton for the first time in our history. So that's going to be a lot of it. Both teams have a lot to prove. Mansfield being the 5 seed, showing that they just didn't get lucky playing, I guess you can say, lower opponents of, I believe it was the 12 and 13 seed, something along those lines. They kind of want to show that it wasn't a fluke that they got here. Holy Name wants to show that the 1 seed wasn't a fluke. For most of the season, we sat, I think, 5, 6 seed for most of it, kind of where Mansfield was, and Mansfield kind of sat higher. The roles kind of flipped. Mansfield wants to show that the roles should not have been flipped. Holy Name wants to prove that in 2 weeks' time, when we're staring down potentially Chardon in Cannon, if we make it there, I think we deserve to be there, and I think that's going to be a lot stirring in the guys' minds tonight. And with that, that ends our questions. Now we go to speed stats. 12 stats listed down. We're going to go back and forth. 2 of them have been edited since we've gotten here, the one mainly being the amount of fans in the stadium. But we're going to start with question number 1. Damian, Javon Williams has averaged 91 yards per game passing. Will he throw for 90-plus yards tonight?
Weather's going to play a big factor. I do not think that's going to happen tonight.
All right, Cam. Christian Sanchez needs 30 yards tonight to reach 1,000 on the season. Will he get the 30 yards he needs in the first half?
Yes. No question.
Question number 3. Austin Wondolowski has 12 total touchdowns in 11 games this season. Will he find the end zone tonight?
I can see Austin in the end zone tonight, for sure.
Cam, question number 4. Mansfield Senior has not allowed points in the playoffs yet. Will they allow any points in the first half?
Yes.
Damian, Holy Name has scored 20 points in the second half against Lutheran West last week. Will they score 20 points in the first half tonight?
It's going to be a tough game. I'm going to do a shot in the dark. I'm going to say maybe.
Cam, the quarterback of Mansfield Senior, Duke Reese, is averaging 150.7 passing yards per game. Will he throw for 150-plus tonight?
I don't think so.
Damian, the star player on the Mansfield Senior defense, Ricky Mills, he had 3.5 sacks last week versus Defiance. Will he record 2 sacks tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Cam, 9 Holy Name players being Javon Williams, Christian Sanchez, Austin Wondolowski, Nick Kuchera, Keyshawn Gardner, Andrew Cole, Matt Matrunix, Kevin Pavanka, and Colin Bosco have found the end zone this season. Will a new player, the 10th player to that list, be added tonight?
I don't think so.
Damian, the run game of Mansfield Senior averages 140.3 yards per game. Will they rush for 150-plus tonight?
I'm going to have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they are.
Cam, one of the captains right now out at the coin toss, Keyshawn Gardner. He has 226 yards this season. Will he rush for the 24 he needs tonight to reach 250 on the season?
Yes, absolutely.
Damian, your final question. Holy Name forced Lutheran West running back Jamarian Banks to fumble on a key drive last week that set up the touchdown pass to Andrew Cole to make it a 13-10 game. Will Holy Name force and recover a fumble tonight?
Come on, guys. You see the weather? Yes, absolutely.
And then Cam, question number 12, reserved for the fans as usual. I had to change it from 3,000, but the statistic is still a good question. Will there be 1,000 people in attendance tonight?
Yes, absolutely.
And with that, that ends our speed stats. Now we're going to go around the grounds. We have 12 games to predict, starting with number 6 seed Norton versus number 10 seed Padua. Damian, who do you have winning?
Going with Padua.
Also going with Padua.
Looking at this, in this kind of weather, it's going to be a run game. It's the running committee of Marquise Hall, Caden Fike, and Roderick Love versus the running attack of Luke Dobbins and Norton. The ones on the left, Padua, 2,197 yards and 24 touchdowns. Dobbins, 939 yards and 16 touchdowns in 7 games. 3 runners over 1. Padua takes that one. My score projection, 17-7 Padua. Game number 2, St. Ed's versus St. Ignatius, the 1 seed versus the 5 seed in Region 1 in the Holy War. Damian, who do you have winning?
Going with Ed's in the Holy War. Iggy lost their QB, unfortunate injury, so that's the only reason I got to go with St. Ed's.
I'm also going to go with St. Ed's here.
I believe the statistic is either 23 or 29 points. Ed's is favored by per Drew Pastor. However, I think that Ignatius will keep it a little closer than we think in Coach Kyle's final game, 35-14. Ed's wins, and they go on to the next week and plays the winner of the next game. Game number 3, Medina, the 2 seed versus the number 3 seed Menor.
Got to go with Medina on this one.
I'm going to go with Medina. They previously played Menor during the season. They won 52-38, so I'm just going to stick with Medina.
Listen, Medina, they lost a D1 quarterback in Drew Aller. However, Danny Stoddard has taken over very nicely, and in 12 games has put up these statistics. 4,661 yards passing, 55 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and has ran for 565 yards and 12 touchdowns on 133 carries. I mean, Menor's also a very good team. They have 3 1,000-yard receivers in Austin Knowles, Brendan Schrem, and Jack Wojak. Scotty Fox has done a very good job for Menor this year, but has only thrown 24 touchdowns compared to 10. It's going to be a close one somewhat at the beginning of the first half, but the 52-38 Medina Menor game earlier to play a factor. Medina, 49-17, big victory over Menor tonight. Game number 4, Archbishop Hoban, the 1 seed of Region 5, takes on the 5 seed, St. Vincent St. Mary. Damien, who do you have winning?
Come on, boys. Archbishop Hoban.
Archbishop Hoban.
Archbishop Hoban only beat St. Vincent St. Mary by 7 in October. But Hoban's a tough opponent. I think they're going to make it a 21-point game this time. Hoban 28-7 over St. Vincent St. Mary. LeBron's High School exits the playoffs tonight. Game number 5, Riverside Paintsville. As I've said, the most informed team in Ohio, the 2 seed, takes on number 3 seed Hudson of Region 5. Who do you have winning?
Got to go with Riverside on this one.
Also going with Riverside here.
I believe Riverside is favored to win that game by 1. Riverside is the more balanced team. They have about 2,000 passing yards, while Hudson has just 3,000 rushing yards and only 1,400 passing yards. They're both equal. It's just more diversified with Riverside. Yes, Hudson has their rusher, Ian Ludwig, who's rushed for almost 2,000 yards and 25 touchdowns on the ground. It's going to be a close one. I think it's just not going to be enough. I believe the score I put was 35-31. Let's check for sure. 35-31, I have Riverside winning that game. Game number 6, Avon, number 1 seed, takes on the number 5 seed, Olmsted Falls of Region 6. Who do you have winning?
Avon, dominant in division.
Yeah, Avon.
Avon won this game 63-42 earlier this season. Even though Olmsted Falls has a good football team, has a good run, it's going to end tonight. 38-17, Avon Eagles win and get one step closer to running Region 6 for the 6th straight year. Game number 7, the number 2 seed Highland versus Toledo Central Catholic of Region 6. Who do you have winning?
Going to be unique here. Although they're favored to lose by 13, Highland.
I just looked at all of our papers. We're not being unique. I'm going with Central Catholic.
Listen, Central Catholic's only loss, yes, Highland's undefeated. Their only loss for Central Catholic was Eds by 3. If you could take pretty much the best team in Ohio to a game and only lose by 3, you're going to win. And it's going to be a close game, a little closer than Drew Pastor believes it will be. 28-24, Toledo Central Catholic knocks off the number 2 Highland and makes it to go play Avon and has a very good shot to derail them for their 6th straight Region 6 title. Game number 8, a team that's already played each other earlier this season. Number 2 seed Springfield takes on number 3 seed Centerville from Region 2. Who do you have winning?
Springfield.
Springfield, pass-heavy offense. Their quarterback has 3,530 yards passing, 37 touchdowns, and 9 picks. If the rain becomes a factor in that game, it's going to be a lot closer of a game. Last time it was 38-10. If they can pass the ball effectively, 28-14 Springfield. If they cannot, it'll be 21-17. Springfield still wins. Game number 9, Upper Arlington, the 2 seed takes on the number 3 seed New Albany of Region 3. Who do you have winning?
Got to go with Upper Arlington.
Upper Arlington.
Upper Arlington, both teams are good. I'm going to have to go with Upper Arlington. Both teams, like I said, their defense has been solid. It's going to be the lowest scoring game out of the 12 we predict. 17-6, Upper Arlington takes the victory. Game number 10, the number 1 seed Chardon takes on the number 13 seed Kenston of Region 9. Who do you have winning?
Well, it's absolutely going to be Chardon. Complete blowout.
Yeah, Chardon by a lot.
Chardon won 35-18 last time out, but Kenston's on a fairy tale run. You always have to keep that in consideration. However, Chardon, they're the best team in Division 3 potentially. You can argue that. We're up there. Mansfield's up there. Badden's up there. But Chardon, they've run this division for the last couple of years. 41-7 victory over Kenston and ends it. Game number 11, Glenville, the 1 seed, takes on the number 4 seed Elyria Catholic of Region 14. Damien, who do you have winning?
Got to go with Glenville.
Yeah, I got to go with Glenville here.
Glenville, they're a top team. They knocked off Avon earlier this year. That's all you got to know. 49-13, Glenville takes the victory. Game number 12, West Holmes, who knocked us out of the playoffs last year, the number 2 seed, takes on the number 16 Van Wert of Region 14 of Division 4. Who do you have winning?
I got to go with West Holmes.
Yep, West Holmes.
West Holmes, very good team. I think it's going to be a very good game. It's supposed to be maybe a 5-point game, according to Drew Pastor. However, I'm going for a blowout. 49-17 victory. West Holmes takes home the victory and moves one step closer to winning Division 4. And that's it. Those are predictions. I believe we agreed on most of them, except I believe the big game that we're going to have to watch on differing opinions is Highland. Except for Highland. And now we go to the keys to victory. We have 4 as usual, starting with continue the defensive play we showed in the second half against Lutheran West. Mansfield, they averaged 28 points a game. If our defense that showed up in that first half shows up again, that's not going to be a recipe for victory tonight. We got to show up. Got to show up like we did in the second half last week. And if we do, I think that's going to be a big part to victory tonight.
Yeah, and then just play like this is our last game. It's been a key for the last 2 weeks. So let's play with that mentality tonight as well.
Well, we got to score points early and often to break down their defense. They've held 3 out of 4 of their last opponents scoreless in the last 2 games. So score to break the streak.
And then finally play with the underdog mentality. Mansfield is a 6-point favorite in this game. The underdog mentality has been key in this season for many teams. You see it in Kenston in Region 9, We used it last year against Norton, who was the 1 seed. We used it against Padua, I believe, who was higher ranked than us. We used it in the West Holmes game up until the end of that game. If we play with the underdog mentality tonight, I think that's a big key to victory. And with that, that ends the Holy Name Athletics pregame show. We'll be back on at around 7 p.m. to bring you kickoff with Damian and myself on the call.
Executive Director and staff of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Brunswick High School Athletic Department extend to each of you a cordial welcome to the OHSAA tournament event. Tonight's matchup is a Division III regional semifinal between Holy Name High School and Mansfield Senior High School. This tournament is sponsored and conducted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association for its member schools. In order to make this contest as enjoyable as possible, please represent your school and community in a positive and respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, and show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, the administrators and authority figures, and of course, your team and opponent. Let's make this contest great by remembering to respect the game. The officials for this game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association Board of Directors. Their experience and integrity qualify them for their important part in this friendly interscholastic contest. The officials are referee Casey Mackey, umpire Brandon Strain, head linesman Joshua Bricker, line judge Paul Maragos, back judge Joe Maniasi, and center judge Jacob Sullivan. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Holy Name Marching Band as they perform their pregame performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank BFW Post 9520 and American Legion Post 234 for presenting the colors at tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and direct your attention to the southeast corner of the stadium for the playing of the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Brunswick Automart Stadium, home of the historically good Brunswick Blue Devils, is the site of your Division III Region 10 semifinals matchup tonight. Hello everyone, I am Nathan Smee, alongside me Damien Webb, bringing you Holy Name, the 1 seed, taking on the 5th seed Mansfield Senior. And it's going to be a very good game. These two teams played in 2019. 45-30 was the final score of that game in favor of Mansfield. I mean, Holy Name is looking for this to be a revenge game from that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Holy Names definitely wants their revenge. Some of these guys, this would be their senior year going into this. This is important for them. So, and this could be one of our last games, so they got to play to get to next week.
And a lot of eyes will be on Duke Reese, the quarterback, all of Mansfield Senior, and their main running back, Zylan Brown, as this run game is going to be a big part of tonight's game, considering the little bit of overdraft weather is still there, kind of a mist of rain at this point, but still that'll be a big part of tonight's game, depending how the weather holds up. Number 88, it appears that Sean Putt is ready to send the ball away here for Mansfield, and once he does, we'll have football underway. Putt begins the run up, and we are underway here in Brunswick. Kick taken, and it will be taken out of bounds on the kick, and they'll move Holy Name in a better field position. As there's a flag that should put us at around the 40-yard line, where Holy Name will start with pretty good field position and led up by seniors Javon Williams and Christian Sanchez, who they've been the heart and soul of this offense for the last couple of years.
Yeah, Christian and Javon, both seniors this year. Really looking forward to keep driving and keep going on, and hopefully they can do that after tonight's game.
Yeah, both gentlemen are knocking on the door of 1,000 rushing yards. I know Vaughn needs, I believe, 30 in this. No, Christian needs 30 in this first half, and I believe Vaughn needs around 40-something around there. Vaughn, 1,001 passing yards, first quarterback since 2019 at Holy Name, which was Nick Mercucci to hit that figure of passing. First down and 10 ball at the 35-yard line. Handoff is to Sanchez. Sanchez will be taken down at the 37-yard line after the play is finally spotted. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play by the big senior.
Christian Sanchez, the ball carrier.
That'll be a play I'm sure we'll see a lot from Holy Name, especially with the weather. Like I said, Sanchez, I believe he's 6'2", 235, something around there. Pretty big friend, not 6'2", 5'10", I believe, somewhere. He's somewhere around that. I know he's 235. He's not easy to take down. Definitely like a Derrick Henry build out there, and he'll be a big player to watch that Mansfield will definitely be trying to stop tonight. Second down and 8. Trips left formation, or doubles left formation here, with Sanchez to the left side of Williams. Cole in motion. Williams, 6 snap, fakes the handoff. Runs, and he's hit pretty hard, and will be taken down at the 37-yard line, which will be about where the line of scrimmage was. And that will be now bring up third down at 8 as Holy Name. Probably in a passing down early on, not a good situation.
No, this is not a good situation at all, but let's see what Holy Name has in their tricks up the sleeve, you know?
And Holy Name there, Holy Name's Williams taken down there by Ricky Mills. He was a big part of last week's Mansfield Senior 16-0 win over, I believe it was Defiance. He had 8 tackles and 3.5 sacks. But there is a flag on the play. Before, I believe there's something extracurricular there. It's either a false start or an offsides, depending how the rest will rule it.
As Javon usually does, he tries to get him a jump, and they did jump, so this will be good for Holy Name.
Yeah, that's the official call. It's offsides against Mansfield. And they'll move Holy out 5 yards, bringing them down to third down and 3. And that's going to be big, especially if they were going to pass that play and now want to run it. That's going to be a big part of this game tonight. Penalties, they're always a big factor in every big game. And that's a big one early on for Mansfield Senior to give up. Now third down and 3. Javon Williams about to lead Holy Name. Hopefully, potentially on a big play here. I mean, you got to know what the play call is. Everyone has to know their job and assignment on this one. Doubles right formation in a sense as Wondolowski with the wing off of left tackle Bowling. Third down and 3. Fake handoff, Williams keeps to the right side, has the first side, has some more upfield. Still running, cuts to the outside, now still running. The 30, the 25, the 20, and will finally be forced out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. They're going to spot on the 13-yard line. A big run there by Javon Williams. Set Holy Name up nicely in the red zone. A huge run there by Javon Williams, and obviously good enough for Holy Name first down.
Yeah, way to go by Javon Williams. Really seen the opening, and he took off. We've talked about this every week. He gets an opening, and he's a beast. He goes downfield, and usually it's pretty hard to catch up to him. But this gives Holy Name great field position.
Yeah, it's very good field position. Ball at the 13-yard line of Mansfield. First down and 10. Wondolowski stole the wing off left tackle Bowling. The left receiver out here is Pavanka. To the right side is Cole and Maturnix. Sanchez lines up on the right side of Williams, waiting to snap. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Sanchez, running the right side. And he will be tripped up from behind, spotted at the 11-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play. Once again, just a nice job there by Sanchez. Kind of get a couple yards there, tripped up from behind. Otherwise, he had a couple extra yards.
Ricky Mills on the tackle.
It looked like he kind of slipped from up here, but it didn't help that he was also being brought down at the same time.
Yeah, as we can kind of see from this angle, I don't know how well it's seen on the camera. The rain is coming down in a mist format here. It's going to be a big factor in tonight's game. Doubles left formation, second down and 8 after the gain of 2 by Sanchez. Williams unable to get Mansfield to jump this time as he looked at the sideline for the play call. Looking at this formation, I would expect a quarterback run here by Williams. Second down and 8 at the 11-yard line. Williams going to keep it himself, running to the left side. There's a flag on the play, and he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 pending the penalty flag.
Mills again on the tackle.
I think we're going to see a lot of Javon tonight. Obviously, run-heavy game because of the weather, and it's just going to be a big momentum drive for Holy Name to run the ball.
The penalty on the play was a sideline penalty against Mansfield Senior. It's a warning. I believe they're a little too close to the field. Shouldn't matter for the yards. Third down and 7. They're going to say he got 1. But Ricky Mills so far 2.5 tackles in this game. You see how he got to 8 last week. It's going to be a big part of that to try to run away from him. 3rd down and 7. Trying to get the jump to no avail. Sanchez now moves to the right side of Williams. He's still being used as that wing. 3rd down and 7. Williams gonna fake it. Can keep us up around the middle. He's hit pretty hard and will stumble his way forward to what they're going to call the 7-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, bringing up 4th down and around 2. And this will set up Curtis Robinson, the senior lefty kicker, to attempt the field goal, hoping to put Holy Name up 3-0 if he can convert. I mean, obviously the weather, nothing's a gimme kick at this point. The kind of the slick feeling of the ball with the wetness of the field at this point. Lining up, they're going to line up. They're going to say the snap should go to around the 13-yard line. This should make it a 23-yard kick here for the lefty senior Robinson. Aussie handles the snap well. Kick is up, and it is. Field goal is good. Curtis Robinson connects on his first field goal of the season at a crucial time, giving Holy Name a 3-0 lead as that first drive worked pretty well for Holy Name. A big run from Javon Williams, getting him down to the 13-yard line. Set up a couple other runs. Mansfield defense came up clutch at that point, but the kick from Robinson from 23 yards out made it a 3-0 ball game. And Holy Name, you really can't ask for that much of a better start. Obviously, you wanted to get in the end zone, but you put points on the board and drilled about 4 minutes off the clock. So pretty solid outing there by the offense in the first drive.
Yeah, absolutely. The offense really did chew the clock there, and it's a good start for them. As you said, getting in the end zone would have been better, but it gives them the drive to get the ball back and get into the end zone.
Yeah, with Mansfield not having allowed any points up to that point, that's going to be a lot of that. That's why I said scoring on the first drive in any capacity is a big deal. If a team, like Holy Name's game against Padua last year, for instance, when Marquise Hull had that 65-yard rushing touchdown, that kind of killed Holy Name's momentum for a lot of that first half. I mean, we were close to the end zone by the end of the first half, unable to convert. A lot of that was still in our head as our defense held up pretty well for 48 times 2 minutes. I'm not going to do the math at this point. But our defense held up pretty well for that time period. And on the first play from scrimmage for Padua, they kind of had a rushing touchdown. That kind of set the mentality for that game, that first half. Holy Name was able to get out of it, but we're hoping Holy Name can use that kind of psychology against Mansfield and get in their head a little bit now, having allowed points. And now Jossie will kick the ball out of bounds himself. So now 2 for 2 on kicks going out of bounds, and they'll set up Mansfield Senior at their own 35-yard line, led out by Duke Reese. I mean, he's had a pretty good season, around 1,500 passing yards. He's done some on the ground as well. So interesting to see how Mansfield Senior runs this tonight. And Mansfield Senior has historically been known to run the wing T. I was talking to Andrew Cole earlier today. He described their offense as a balance between passing and running. Obviously, the weather tonight, I would expect it to be leaning more running. And if that's the case, you're going to see more like a guy like Xylon Brown or more of their running backs, potentially like Jameer Petty, who's down the depth chart according to the stats. Actually, going to spot the ball at the 40-yard line. They're going to change it up here this time. It's probably based on the vicinity of where the ball went out. It went out more like the 34-yard line, moving them out. Anyway, 1st down and 10 here. This is kind of that wing T situation, but a little different. 2 receivers out wide right, 1 wing off of the right tackle, and 1 receiver on the left side of your screen. Reese is running back to the left side of him. Takes a snap, hands it off.
And off around the right side.
And the ball carrier is Darson. Darson taken down at the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play for Mansfield, setting up a 2nd down and 4 after a nice play there by Mansfield. Kind of fooled Holy Name a little bit, got into the outside and was able to get a good chunk of yards there. Get pretty close to 1st down. Not obviously extremely close, but still closer to like a 2 or 3 yard gain that Christian Sanchez saw in his first play from scrimmage tonight. 2nd down, the wing kind of slipped to the other side now. Reese takes a snap, hands the ball off to Darson again. Darson hit pretty hard, and he's taken down at midfield on the Holy Name side, which will shift the chains after the gain of 4, bringing up a Mansfield Senior 1st down after that nice kind of run. Kind of got hit pretty hard at the end of that play, but still, he got the 4 yards he needed and setting up Mansfield now just on the edge of Holy Name territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin Wondolowski and Logan Burton really did a great job tackling up there.
All right, 1st down 10 at the 50-yard line. Optioning the wing to the other side. Handoff once again is Darson. Darson running up the middle, and that ball is popped loose. Running to his biker towards that zone, he's able to fall in, and he's able to have it. What a big hit there by Holy Name, and Mike towards Zedlow. Gets a fumble recovery and sets up Holy Name after a big defensive stop.
Let's just talk about Mikey. Great kid. He's really stood out this year. JV games, varsity games, all varsity games he's been in. He's made some really good plays, and that is a great play right there by Mikey.
Yeah, he didn't try to do too much with it. He didn't try to pick it up and run with it. He knew to do the right thing there. He fell on the football, saved those good fundamentals, and now Holy Name has the ball. Not in the best position at their own 25, but still a big break there. And it looked like Darson was going to be loose for a while, but that ball just kind of flew out. The way it was hit, I didn't see who exactly hit him, but they
Got
popped
him
him.
right at the ankles, yeah. Right at the ankles.
That ball flew, I think, a good 5-10 yards. Now first down 10 here for Holy Name after the fumble recovery by Tori Zedlow. Hand off to Sanchez, running the outside, cuts inside, and now he fumbles the ball. And now Mansfield Senior says they have it. Waiting for the official signal. And they're pointing to Mansfield having it. And just like that, Christian Sanchez and Darson exchange fumbles there as there he is once again, Ricky Mills. He's done pretty well this season. He had 3.5 sacks last week. That I believe is his 3.5 tackle of the game. First forced fumble, and just as all the momentum shifted the Holy Name, Mansfield Senior's defense, now you're kind of seeing why they were able to hold both those teams to 0 points. You're kind of concerned about why were they able to hold those teams with plays like that. That was a nice play there by Ricky Mills. I mean, nothing Sanchez could have done about that. Clearly, the weather making a big impact as now Mansfield Senior has the ball at the 25-yard line, knocking on the red zone and knocking on Holy Name's end zone. First down and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line of Holy Name. Reese takes a snap, looking to throw. Has some time, got to step up, going to run it himself. Runs up the middle, has some room, still on his feet after being hit, and will finally be taken down at the 9-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16 on the play, and that's enough to move the chains for a Mansfield first down after Wanderlust tackled him.
Yeah, it really looked like he was going to get loose and go right up the center, but thankfully the Holy Name defense got to him.
And Dasco subbed that after that play. It looked like he was kind of in the middle back. One of the guys got around. Mikey Torzano sub back in the game. He's at the top left of your screen. 2 receivers out left here for Mansfield. 1 to the right and 1 wing off the left tackle. First down and 10. Handoff, I believe. That is Mills. And the fumble recovery, Mills will take the ball to the 5-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 on the play. And just like that, if you can play both sides of the ball like Mills, it just shows the versatility of the kind of player you have in Ricky Mills. Obviously, his defensive exploits are really good, but his rushing, if I'm not mistaken, according to our notes, he is the second highest rusher on the team according to yards. So he's had a big part of that. I believe he has the most touchdowns. I believe he has 12 rushing touchdowns on the season, so he's done pretty well. And that snap fumbled there by Reese, and he's able to fall on it at the, I'm going to say 7-yard line, but just kind of quick up-tempo offense there by Mansfield, kind of not paying off there. And for the 3rd time in this game, the weather is playing a big factor in a big outcome.
Yeah, I don't think that if the weather was like this tonight that we would not see what we have seen so far. 3 fumbles in the last 2-3 minutes. That's been really a prudent part of the game and how it's going to go tonight for sure.
Yeah, and looking at the last time Holy Name played in the rain, like rain proper, was against Buckeye. When it started raining, Andrew Scheiben, he had that personal foul against him. Things went downhill, and we lost a game-winning kick from Ben Barnes. Stuff like that, if that happens again tonight, you're going to expect to see that. As Mills takes the carry, he's going to be taken down at the 5-yard line as he gets the yards back that were lost by his quarterback, Reese. They'll be a 4th and goal, and I would assume a field goal attempt here for Mansfield Senior, depending how aggressive they want to be. It appears to bring out the field goal unit, but if you're a Mansfield Senior, 5:19 and counting left to go in the first quarter on the clock, down 3, would you be that aggressive and go from it at the 5, or would you take the points? What would you do if you're Mansfield's coach?
I don't know. It's a really tough decision. I mean, they've run some really great run plays tonight, so I really think they could have gotten it, maybe, but I think it would have been just short, so maybe going for the field goal is the best thing.
That's a little high to kick us up. Almost blocked by Wondolowski. It is not, and it is good. 22-yard field goal makes it a 3-3 ball game. I mean, 23 and a 22-yard kick. Sean Putt converts on that one. As so far, this is the story of the kickers. Pretty interesting to see that so far. I mean, going into the game in the weather, you never expect the kickers to be the main part of who's going to decide a football game. You never expect that.
But that's a good possibility that it could be a factor tonight. Unfortunately, it's just very hard to run on the turf when it's wet. Even with your cleats. I know several times during practice, I don't know about you, but I slipped. I remember I had to run a receiver route once. The one and only time that I would ever do that, I fell. So.
Yeah, I mean during drills, I believe it was after freshman year in the summer. We were out on the field doing drills. I believe it was like the one. It was keep your hand close to the ground. One of those drills. I think I wiped out at least 3 or 4 times. Did I have cleats on? We don't talk about that. But I did wipe out a couple times. So obviously, Damien and I know the feeling of playing on the wet turf. And even on the dry turf, you can easily slip. Just depends. I know I've eaten the ground a couple times in my days when I used to play soccer. Just in the middle of the field, kind of looked like a sniper just kind of got me in the middle of the game.
No one's there. Yeah.
No one's there in the middle of the field, just falling down in the middle of one of the fields on Sportsplex. Not one of my proudest moments, but I definitely know what these guys are going for with the rough conditions. Sean Putt ready to send the ball away. Sent it deep on a squib. Going to go to about the 30-yard line as Will Dix will fall in and corral it at the 30-yard line. Where Holy Name will take over for their third possession. The first one, very good setup. Setting up the field goal from 23 yards from Curtis Robinson. Set up by Javon Williams. And the second drive, just one play. Fumble by Christian Sanchez, caused by Ricky Mills. And now Holy Name looking to do more what they did on the first drive, but complete what they were trying to do and get in the end zone. And we definitely have the personnel to do it. I mean, we've seen it many times, big runs. We've seen an 82-yard rushing touchdown from Keyshawn Gardner. We've seen some big passing plays. We got Kevin Povanka 80 yards in the air against Padua. The guys have the offensive skill set to do it. We just need to be able to execute. And like you said, in the keys to victory, you got to limit the turnovers. I know the ball's gonna be slippery at this point in the game. You got to protect the ball. That's gonna be a big security reason. First down and 10, handoff to Sanchez. Goes inside, he's still running, and he'll be tossed down at the 38-yard line. They're gonna mark him. There'll be a gain of 8 there by the big running back Sanchez.
Yeah, as I said in the pregame show, it's about getting that first down. And if Holy Name can just do that, get the first down, choose some time off the clock, that'll be a really good factor and will give them a good advantage in this football game.
Yeah, if we can use the run effectively, run down some clock, make it kind of a decently far game at halftime. If we make it more than one score, that'll be a big part. Second down and 10, one receiver out each side, and we have 2 wings off of our tackles. Hand off to Sanchez. Sanchez forcing his way forward, and he's able to truck through, and he's able to get to the 41-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains for a Holy Name first down. I believe he kind of ran over. That was Ahmad Thomas, number 52. We kind of ran him over there, stumbling forward to get those 4 yards he needed for that first down. Like we said, Christian Sanchez, he's not afraid to bulldoze you. He's not afraid to run through you. If he wants to get the first down, he's going to get it.
No matter what, he will run.
First down and 10 now after the Sanchez run. 2 receivers out wide, right, Wanilowski the wing off of the left tackle Bowling. Fake handoff, Sanchez, Williams keeps it running to the right side, and he'll be forced down at around the line of scrimmage, which is the 41-yard line. Play ends up being negligatory to the end of this game. Second down and 10.
Yeah, if Javon could have just got a little bit more over to the right, he might have been able to take off, but unfortunately he was caught right up there. So
I don't know if he did. It kind of looked like it slipped a little bit at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like the weather still playing a big impact, as we said many times. The only reason why we're stressing it so much is you won't see this in usual games. You didn't see this in like week 1 versus Padua, like week whatever it was against Lakewood. If the turf is not wet, it's a lot easier to run on. If it's going to be soaked, then it's not going to be easy. And there it is once again. The weather making a big impact as Williams fumbles the snap and has a fumble on it once again. And the snap's not been getting good for both sides. I mean, I don't know if it's more on the quarterback or like the center, like the feeling of the ball, the wetness. It's still been obviously a big factor for both sides of this game. And now saying third down, 13 out of pretty much a passing down with the clock running. You got to look at a couple of guys here. You got to look at Andrew Cole. You got to look at Kevin Povanka. You can obviously use Sanchez out the backfield, but I look for one of those 2 guys. You can obviously use Keyshawn or Matrunix, but in a deep threat situation, or you got to get the couple yards, look for Andrew Cole or look for Povanka on the left side of your screen. Out of triple left, third down. Williams going to keep it instead, run up the middle, and he's hit, and he'll be taken down at the 48-yard line. That'll be a gain of around 11 on the play. Not enough for Holy Name first down. They need to get to the 49-yard line. Fourth down 3 upcoming, and they'll bring on Austin Wanilowski in the punting unit for the first time of this game for Holy Name. You talk about versatility. Austin Wanilowski plays offense, plays defense, and is a punter. That's definition of versatility for Holy Name, and he's been a big factor in a lot of Holy Name's games, especially in the screen game. In the running game, I believe he has 9 rushing touchdowns this season, has 3 in the air. He's made a big impact on both offense and defense, and even on special teams, you'll see a couple of his good punts. Hopefully this is being one of them. As it is, it's going to bounce, going to roll inside the 20. Going to roll still some more, and time taken down at the 14-yard line. Well, like we were saying there, Austin Wanilowski, he's very good on offense and defense, and even on special teams with punts like that. And as both teams will set up on offense, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back in a minute. First down 10 ball at the 14-yard line of Mansfield Senior. 2 receivers out left with 1 in motion. Motion receiver takes the pitch. And that is Bradley, and he's loose now. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He's gone. Touchdown, Mansfield Senior. That is Keontae Bradley, number 19, one of their receivers. He's, I believe I have as the fourth most receiving yards on the team. And just like that, Mansfield Senior takes a 9-3 lead.
Unfortunately, Holy Name just left that whole right side open, and he just took off. And unfortunately, puts Mansfield up, but this will give Holy Name the ball back and good enough time for a drive.
Just like that, like we said in our notes, that's receiver 4 on their depth chart. And it shows that anyone in any given game can make a big impact. We saw Keyshawn Gardner in the Parma game. He, I believe, had very minimal yards on the ground at that point, as the extra point is good, but he went in there, had an 80-some yard run. We had 100 yards in that game. So, I mean, we've seen anyone, even though their stats might not be the best, make a big impact. And just like that, Keontae Bradley gives Mansfield Senior a 10-3 lead at a big time. I mean, early in this game, especially them getting the ball in the second half, that has to be in the back of Holy Name's mind, because if they're down 10-3 at the half and know that this Mansfield Senior team can score points like they just did, and big plays like that, like a one-play drive to kill all the momentum we have, that's going to be big. Like with Holy Name, with our one-play thing, they stopped it after one play. They got the ball back. That was a big momentum set, how they scored the field goal. And after a big stop, took one play for Mansfield, as it looks like their offense wants to work quick and get their defense on the field for a majority of the game, as that's probably a good idea considering the fact that they've only allowed 3 points in the playoffs. I mean, they're kind of sending the message of, our offense is going to score. We just want to see your offense on the field for a longer period of time. And if any team does that, that is a scary sight to see. Sean Putt will be ready to send this ball away. 10-3 with $1:32 left to go in the first quarter in favor of Mansfield Senior is your score. Squib kick once again taken in by Will Dix, but he's going to fumble under him. And he's going to go back to now the 27-yard line where Holy Name will take over in a key drive. We're going to need something from this drive from one of our main guys here, Javon, Christian, Pavanka, Matrunix, all those seniors. That's going to be a big point when they need to step up. When your luck's a little bit down 7 in a winner-go-home game, this is where leadership's going to step up in a big part.
Yeah, these seniors do not want it to be their last game. They want to keep going, and Mansfield had already ended one of our QB's high school career, so let's hope that Javon's doesn't end tonight.
Just as Javon now going on the field after some words of wisdom by our great quarterbacks coach, Mr. Rearbar. First down and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. 2 receivers out right with 1 receiver on the left with Sanchez to the left side of Williams. Williams looking to throw, launches across the field, passes incomplete right out of the hands of Austin Wondolowski, who had a lot of room in front of him to get downfield.
Wondolowski, the intended receiver.
I mean, he had so much open space. He kind of was looking downfield before he had the ball. A little unfortunate there, and a big break there for Mansfield. He was about to have a one-play touchdown of their own given up.
That would have been something spectacular, but just right out the hands of Austin Wondolowski. So let's see what Holy Name does here on second down.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. I mean, to have it a couple times this season, a couple of long throws, just in and out of the hands. Like we said many times, you might as well keep a count of how many times you say it, the weather. I'm sure that ball is very slippery, and it catches someone would make 9 times out of 10 in clear weather. That goes to like 5 or 4 times in bad weather. As Williams running to the outside, keeps it, cuts up field, and is going to force his way forward to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of around 8 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 2.
If Holy Name can just get those plays, get the first downs, that'll be a big factor in chewing the clock and scoring. So this is going to be interesting on this drive.
And 3rd down and 2, ball at the 35-yard line. We have Cole and Pavanka out left and Matrunix out right. We have Wondolowski as a wing to the left side of left tackle Bowling, has Sanchez options to the right side of Williams. Williams takes a snap, going to keep it himself, running to the right side, cuts to the middle, has the first down, and he'll be forced down at the 42-yard, then that'll be a gain of 7 once again, and that's good enough for a Holy Name first down. Big run there by Javon Williams, and for the second time this game, has given Holy Name a fresh set of downs.
You think he's got his yardage so far?
I think on the run alone he had the yardage. I don't know the exact yardage offhand. I believe he had the yards. He should be over 1,000 on the season now, and Sanchez, he'll get it. It's just a matter of time. First down and 10, ball at the 42-yard line. Williams going to throw, running to the left side. Launches, and it is caught by Keyshawn Gardner. And Keyshawn Gardner will be taken down at the 46-yard line. That'll be a gain of They're going to say 4 on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 6. But that should be the last play of the first half. There's 10 seconds and counting left to go. We'll see if Holy Name runs the play, but I doubt they will, as there's no rush for either side. They go to the sidelines. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. 10-3 in favor of Mansfield Senior is your score. We'll be back in a minute when both teams are set up and switch sides. We are back with the trips right formation here to begin. 2nd down and 6. William trying to get him jump offside to no avail. But just looking at that first quarter, what were some takeaways you had from that first quarter?
I think the biggest takeaway that I have is you got to protect the ball. It's really sloppy out there. The weather's terrible. It's like the 100th time we've said this. So that's really just a big takeaway.
And Williams is taken down pretty quickly there by number 44. That is Leo Hess at the 45. You're going to say they'll bring up 3rd down and 7. I'm going to say they gave him a loss of 1 on the play. That was a big hit there by Hess.
Lost back to the 45-yard line.
One thing we can say is Javon has taken some pretty big hits this year, and he's really handled them well. So that's a testament to his time in the weight room and testament of practice.
And just saying, Christian Sanchez also got mauled on that play as well, though, because when you have a fake like that, you're basically saying whoever's keeping the ball, yeah, the other guy could take a hit as well. I mean, that was a pretty big hit on Sanchez. Both of them. I mean, I couldn't tell from here until I saw that Williams had the ball in his hands that he was the one because they were hit pretty much at the same intensity. Williams fumbles the snap once again, and that'll be down at the 39-yard line. And they'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation once again for Holy Name.
Back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
And now for the 15,333 and repeating time. The weather is a big factor of tonight's game. Once again, I believe that might be the 5th mishandled snap combined for both teams. Obviously, that's going to be a big factor still, as Wondolowski is set to punt the ball away at the deep receiver for Mansfield at their own 30. Ball sent away.
Wondolowski gets the punt away.
Sending it to Keon Bradley. And Bradley's got to bobble the ball and run back, and he'll be down at the 15-yard line. A very interesting thing there by Mansfield. Kind of a muffed kick there by Keontae Bradley. And set Mansfield Senior what it looked like to be like the 25 or 35-yard line back like 10, 20 yards.
Yeah, I tried that in Madden earlier today. Did not go too well for me. I lost both times.
Yes, absolutely.
In both games. So, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a similar situation in Madden. You decided that there's a bunch of open field to the right side because the Niners can't play defense. I'll run the ball backwards and kind of the 49ers' own version of Ricky Mills. Fred Warner absolutely popped. I believe it was Jarek McKinnon at that point. Just absolutely popped in the backfield. Kind of saw that in the one tackle. 1st down and 10 ball at the 15-yard line of Mansfield. Man in motion is Gross. Handoff is to... That is to Zylan Brown. And he'll be taken down at the, we're going to say, 17-yard line. Here's it.
18.
Or say at the 18-yard line, it'll be a gain of 3, bring up 2nd down and 7. As now, that's a pretty big stop there for Holy Name, showing that they're not going to give up 2 straight touchdowns on defense. So hopefully they're going to do something similar here, as the whole play is to the right side of the field right now. 2 receivers, they have a lot of wings, and one runner with Reese in the backfield. Handoff, I believe, is once again to Brown. Brown taken down now this time at the 22-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4, bring up 3rd down and 3. Tackle on the play there was by Gabe Young.
If Holy Name could stop it here, this would be a really good momentum shift, causing Mansfield to make a tough decision. At that point, they probably just punt the ball away. But
Yeah, and just to say on that, Holy Name once again is doing their weird substitution of the defensive line. We've done that a lot in the last couple games. They subbed out 2 guys. I believe Davis was subbed out, and I believe that was Ragone on that one. Third down, handoff is to Brown, and Brown will be taken down this time at the 23-yard line, 24. Depending where they spot it, they say 4th down and 2 or 1. In stadium says 2. It looks more like 1 on the sideline. Still 4th and short, and the punting unit for Mansfield will come out as it's a little bit too deep in their own territory. And want to keep the lead as Kevin Bavanka will come out for Holy Name and situate himself in Holy Name territory to await the kick from Mansfield. And that was a big stop there by Holy Name. If we'd have let them get that first down, let them drill more off the clock, because there's 8:48 and counting left to go in the first half already. We're going to need a score in the end zone probably, let's say, the next 4 minutes. Get another stop. Try to keep it close, but interesting to see how that will play out. High snap. Holy Name can block it, and they're unable to block it. We got pretty close. Bavanka calls fair catch at the 40-yard line. Momentum taken to the 39-yard line where Holy Name will take possession. I mean, that was a big drive defensively by Holy Name, showing that we could go out there and still do it. Favorite running back in there is Zylan Brown this time, so it'll be an interesting narrative to see. Will Mansfield swap out their running backs per half? That'd be a big thing to see. Obviously, we'll see more if they have another drive in this half, which, looking at the time period remaining at the 8:32, I would assume they would. But does that mean we're going to see Zylan Brown for this quarter, and then we're going to see Duke Reese for the third quarter, their quarterback, run more, and then we're going to see more of Bradley getting some jet sweeps potentially or screens in the fourth? The game script could be pretty weird. Mansfield, right now, like we said in the pregame, our goal is to run the script. We're not running it at all. They're running us in the script at this point, as Holy Name comes out here needing a big drive here from Javon Williams and Christian Sanchez, as first down and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. 2 receivers out left with 1 on the right side. Williams takes a snap, running to the right side, looking to scramble, and he's going to cut upfield and be forced down at the 43-yard line. They're going to spot it. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play, which will bring up 2nd down and 7 after a nice little gain of a couple on the play there by Javon Williams.
If we can get those little plays, I've said this time and time again tonight, those little plays will add up and chew the clock and give us first downs.
Yeah, once again, that's Ricky Mills on the tackle again for a half tackle along with Leo Hess. 4 tackles on the night and a forced fumble. Not at all a bad performance after putting up pretty much a career best from Mills last week against Defiance. So he's picking up right where we left off, which is still dangerous. 2nd down and 7. Doubles left formation here for Holy Name. Cole sent in motion by Williams. Williams takes a snap. Hands it off to Sanchez. He's hit pretty much immediately, and he'll be taken down. First guy there at the 44-yard line has to take him down. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Holy Name, and a crucial down at this point in the game.
Holy Name really needs this first down here if they want to keep going and survive in this first half. It'll be really important and really crucial to tie the game. If we could do that, I think it'll give us good momentum, although Mansfield gets the ball in the second half.
Yep, trips left formation here as Williams tries to get him to jump offside to no avail. Sanchez is now opting to the right side of Williams with 3 to the left being Cole, I believe Matronix. Can't tell for sure. 3rd down and 6, ball to 44. Screen pass is caught by Cole, running outfield, has him on the outside, has the first down, going to lower the shoulder, and is going to force his way forward, being down finally in Mansfield territory at the 43-yard line. A big first down for Holy Name as Andrew Cole making his presence known in this one.
Andrew Cole, great guy. He's really stepped up this year, and it'll be interesting to see next year as well with the departure of Javon for whatever he may choose to do. And we're going to see a lot of Andrew Cole.
Yeah, it's kid plays with a lot of confidence. You heard that freshman year, especially a lot of the big games that we had. Cole was the centerpiece of that offense. He obviously handed the ball still a lot that year, but Andrew Cole, when he needed to throw the ball and push game to shove, he was able to throw the ball, and he was able to throw down a stiff arm or two. But still definitely something to watch as the pass is incomplete, intended for Gardner, and bounces off of Bradley. As that would have been a big interception there for Mansfield if they were able to get it, but just kind of a weird play there. Kind of bounced off his hands, bounced off of Bradley there. Just kind of a weird overall play there on the passing attempt by Williams.
From up here, it looked like it kind of hit his shoulder pads, which I don't think if it would have hit there, he would have took off with that, and he would have had it for sure.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10, but looking at it's weird that we're passing the ball at this point in the game. I mean, the run game has worked decently well for Holy Name. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a run here, because we kind of need some yards. We need some quick yards as the clock's still going to run. Obviously, stops at 6:23 with the incomplete pass, but we're going to need some chunk yards and quick. And the passing game, it's worked in the screens, but we can't throw a screen every play. You got to hand the ball. I've got to run with Williams here. As the screen here is going to be to Cole, and it is incomplete, just to the ground, just out of the reach of Andrew Cole to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Last set of downs, we've seen a big 3rd down play. Hopefully we can get one here. Home name really needs this 3rd down conversion.
3rd down and 10.
Yeah, they're leaving a lot of time on the clock here from Mansfield, who can make it 17-3 going into that and getting the ball. That'd be a big momentum killer for Holy Name. We've come back from scores around that point, but you obviously never want to be down by that much. Trips right formation here, 3rd down and 10 here for Holy Name. Williams looking to throw, has a lot of pressure, launches, and it is caught by Cole, who gets up, runs up field, kind of stumble forward after kind of doing an acrobatic jump to the 38-yard line. That'll be a gain of a long 6 on the play, bring up 4th down and 4.
Ball out the 38-yard line, 4th down.
It appears Holy Name will stay on the field, but Andrew Cole, that was a very good job by him to get up for that ball. And even though it was only 6 yards, that was a lot more than 6 yards he had to cover to get that ball.
Yeah, he really just took off. Andrew Cole has been a key factor tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of Andrew Cole on those pass plays, especially the screens. It'll be interesting to see what Holy Name does here, 4th and 4.
There's a reason why we have 2 completed passes to Cole. Going into this game, he had 30 completed passes to him, 1 to Lusky. The next closest guy had 17. Williams clearly likes this guy. Cole has one of the biggest football IQs that we know. As Williams looking to throw, has some pressure, and he'll be sacked at midfield. That will be number 40, Samir Phillips on the play. They'll set up Mansfield at the midfield with 5:25 left to go in the first half in great field position.
Mansfield will take over.
There's an unfortunate play there all around, but still just looking at it, Javon Williams clearly trusts Andrew Cole because just knowing Andrew as he is in school, you would think of this kid as someone who knows the game of football well. You wouldn't think he knows the game of football as well as he does. He is a natural-born quarterback and leader on the field, and he's done it from wide receiver. Look at last year against Padua. He was put in that playoff game, a designed play to him in the end zone in this very contest in the sense of game umbrella meaning, basically regional semifinals, in the back left of Brooklyn High School end zone. Asked go moss a player for Padua. I believe he was a senior. Go moss him and get a touchdown. He asked to do it, and he did it. He's just a pure athlete and someone who definitely has a lot of football IQ, and someone who will be fun to watch for the next couple of years as Zylan Brown keeps it this time, and it'll be taken down at the 44-yard line as it will appear that Mansfield will pretty much run the same thing like we said earlier of one running back, one quarter. Which, if they do that, could be a very interesting thing to see if they do that, because you'll see a lot of teams, especially like we do, you'll see guys like Keyshawn Gardner, Austin Wondolowski, and Kuchera kind of like on a rotation. You'll see one guy come in and 2 guys go out for someone else. You'll see a lot of that rotation. Mansfield just likes the 11 guys they send out there for one drive, and they expect them to get the whole drive. Once again, Zylan Brown runs upfield, and Brown will be taken down at the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll be enough for a Mansfield Senior first down.
Tackle there by Garner. Play is good for a Tyger. First down.
As Mansfield able to run up more of the clock. Their running game's at a big part of this game. I mean, they've tried to throw the ball a couple of times, but they were given a pretty good field position and getting 11 yards as quickly as they did. I think their goal with 4:34, I think their goal pretty much run the clock down potentially 3.5 minutes, get it to around 1 minute, and to say, Holy Name, we trust our defense, do something. I think that's what they're going to try to do here, depending. If they get a big chunk play, they're going to take it as Reese looking to throw. Launches downfield. That is a chunk play if he has it. That is caught, and that is Amar Davis. That's good for a Mansfield Senior touchdown. That is their best receiver. He leads the team in receiving yards, and at a big point helps Mansfield Senior now up to a 16-3 lead over Holy Name. Nothing more to say about that. A very good route there by Amar Davis, able to run down the field, had some good speed, able to beat the last corner, and just able to get there.
Yeah, he looked a little shocked from up here, kind of like he was like, oh wow, the ball's coming to me, and he kind of just fell right into the end zone.
Sean Putt on to attempt the extra point.
16-3 right now.
Kick's almost blocked, and it's going to...
Extra point.
It's no good to say 16-3, but still, looking at the receiver, them being the best receiver on their team in the sense of receiving yards. It shows why that they trust in him. He can go up and make plays like that. That's a big play at that kind of speed, kind of like the separation that Andrew Cole and Kevin Bavanka. You'll see that on a lot of their plays. Even if they don't get the ball, you'll see Cole has 2 or 3 yards of separation at minimum. Same thing with Kevin Bavanka. Guys like that and guys like Amar Davis, if you know how to get a lot of separation, especially in high school, you're going to be set up. All you need to do is have your quarterback, in this case, Duke Reeves, launch the ball downfield, a little shy of where he probably wanted the ball to be. He'll come back to the ball and get the catch. But if your quarterback in high school can launch the ball downfield and you can basically have the speed and separation to get to it, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the state or even in the country, and those are the guys that get offers. You'll see that as well. I'm sure next year you'll see Cole getting offers. You see a guy like Wondolowski getting offers from the University of Akron and stuff like that. You'll see that their football IQ is big, but they can have a lot of separation. That's what they got to look for in receivers. Obviously, receiving yards is a big thing, but they're inflated. It's high school. Half these guys will never step foot on a college field. Even if they do, probably another half of those guys will never actually play a game. You'll see that. The level of competition from high school to college is a big difference. The guys that are scouted will have will have separation. Not just maybe a yard separation, but maybe a separation of 2 to 3 yards on every play. A guy like Cole, a guy like Wondolowski, you'll see that. And that's why they're scouted. I mean, it makes sense. And Amar Davis now putting Holy Name down 13 at a big point with 4:16 left to go in the first half as they'll start at the 28-yard line. What will you do as Holy Name? What is your mindset right now down by 13?
If I was Coach Wondolowski, if I was any of those coaches down there, my mindset would be try to just score going into this half. Coach Wando really sparked them last week. I mean, whatever he said in that locker room, we don't really know, but it really got them fired up. So if we can get a big score and then a little bit of a pep talk from Coach Wando, I think we'll be fine.
First on the 28-yard line. Williams going to keep it on the fake, running to the right side. Has some room to go. Has a lot of room, actually. Going to cut upfield and will finally be taken down at the 41-yard line. I'm going to say 41-yard line. A big run there by Williams. Moved the chains after a 13-yard run for a Holy Name first down. There we go. Javon Williams using his legs. And another big point, and he's in a lot of the running offense of tonight's game. He's put the team on his back a little bit and kind of carried them forward, getting a lot of big first downs. I mean, you'll see his leadership in a lot of big moments, especially like down 10. He trusted his guys. He clearly does. I mean, looking at a Elyria Catholic game, if you trust a guy enough to launch the ball to the end zone and a jump ball down 10 when you could easily run the ball and probably get a touchdown that way, if you trust someone that much, you clearly have trust in a lot of your guys. And Williams had trust in Pavonka on that play, and it worked. So if he can continue to make big runs and potentially trust some receivers like Cole, like Wondolowski, like Kuchera even, that could be a big part. As Williams keeps it once again, going to stumble his way forward to the 42-yard line. Going to gain a 1 on the play, bring up second down and 9.
Thomas on the tackle.
Just a reminder, staying tuned at halftime for the playing of both halftime shows, starting with Mansfield Senior's band and then ending with Holy Name's band. We have 3 great songs prepared for you guys. It's going to be a good show, and I think Mr. Lero, from what people have said, he's been around school saying it's going to be one of the best shows they've done all year. So I expect nothing but the best from this Holy Name band. You saw it in the pregame show. They looked pretty solid. I mean, it sounded pretty good. The Fox theme, I love listening to the music, especially like NFL themes. They did a really good job with that. Hoping to see more of that at halftime. Second down and 9. Williams looking to throw, drops the ball. And he got the fumble on it. Drops at the 37-yard line, and once again the ball just slips out of his hands for, I believe that's the 6th time a quarterback has mishandled a snap, maybe 7. And just like that, Holy Name set up pretty deep now on a 3rd down and long. Let's say 3rd down and 14.
It'll be 3rd down.
And now 3rd down and 14. Holy Name going to need something big here. I assume it's going to come from the hands of Javon Williams. I would assume it's going to have to be a pass. I mean, they could obviously run it. That's obviously an option, but with 2:23 left to go, your goal is not to keep the clock running. Mansfield can just call a timeout and score quickly. I think, especially with the set here as doubles left formation, they're going to throw. As Williams now driving back, looking to throw, has some pressure on the outside edge, launches downfield. That should be pass interference.
Incomplete.
Nothing's going to be called, though, as Andrew Cole is taken to the ground there, as it appears that
It's 4th down.
it was Tornston, I believe, who was on the covers there. Kind of shoved him to the ground, it looked like. Potentially he slipped. We can't really see it that well, but all we saw was Cole on the ground looking for a call, not given. 4th down and 14 as the punt unit will come on, as the clock will stop with 2:10 left to go here in the first half. I mean, you kind of hear it in the stands, kind of a big momentum killer there on that 2nd down loss of 5. As Holy Name's defense now 2:09, going to need a big stop as Wondolowski sends the ball away on the punt. Kind of bounce to Bradley. Bradley's just going to run away from it, and Holy Name will down it at the 32-yard line where Mansfield will take over possession. We'll be back in a minute as both teams set up for offense and defense.
apparently, as the
15 yards
the box
penalty
announcer
takes the ball
said,
back
there
to the
was a
17-yard
penalty
line.
on the play, so Mansfield is now on the 15-yard line.
As the handoff here. That is, I believe, Darson back in the game. And Darson will be taken down at the 24-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 on the play.
Isaiah Darson on the carry. Gets
And
it
we
up
have a
to
score
29.
update, and this one's gonna be a big upset. 20-7. St. Vincent St. Mary is currently leading over Archbishop Hoban. If that result holds, that's gonna be a huge upset. It's gonna shake up a lot of that region. Hand out to Darson once again, running to the right side, cutting upfield, and he'll finally be stopped at the 30-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6. That'll move the chains for Mansfield Senior first down.
First down.
There's a $1:31 left of this first half and counting. So I think Mansfield's goal is just try to score again, but Holy Name's goal is just to stop them from scoring, obviously.
Mansfield now in a traditional trips left formation here. First down 10 at their own 30-yard line. Reese dropping back, looking to throw.
Reese looks, throws.
Comeback route, and it is incomplete.
That poor guy on the sidelines, he just got hit by the ball. Just want to point that out, that he was definitely not ready for that catch.
Yeah, it was a nice route there. I mean, he had a nice route. He had open space. Unfortunately, just unable to corral the ball just a little bit outside wide, potentially. That's my best guess of where it was. And now, $1:08 now. And slow down the tempo a little bit here from Mansfield. Now, especially if this is an incomplete pass here, you're going to run the ball and you're going to pump the ball by the Holy Name and try to drill as much clock as you can off. So, if they can do that, this play is going to be a big key. Get a first down here, you continue the drive. If it's an incomplete pass and the clock stops, it's going to stop. Looking to throw is Reese, and it is incomplete, and that'll stop the clock with 1:03 left to go in the half. And now 3rd down and 10, like I said, I would expect a run here. I wouldn't expect them to try to do something fancy. They get the ball to begin the second half. They're up 13. Run the ball, run some more clock off, pump the ball to Holy Name, who probably just run out the clock and then go to halftime down 13.
If you're Mansfield coaches right now, you just want to play it safe. You're already up by 13, so just play it safe.
It's 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Mansfield, they know how to run this kind of situation. Like I said, they've had some pretty tough opponents earlier in the season. They lost to West Holmes, and I believe they lost to Massillon. Both good teams. But they know the feeling of being down. They know kind of how to get in the head of the other team. They're trying to do that as much as they can here.
Timeout. Mansfield.
Like be a timeout for Mansfield. They're going to talk things over as they might actually reconsider and they might try to go pass. I mean, if you're Mansfield though, you're up 13. How badly do you want to score? I mean, obviously you want to score if you can, but how much of a risk do you take if you're Mansfield?
I would not take much of a risk right now. I mean, game, as we've said 150 times, the weather's terrible. Don't take a risk. Don't take a risk if you're in the lead. That'd be like something, like if Holy Name was in this position, I don't think they would take this risk.
Yeah, you got to run the clock. I mean, especially if those 2 passes didn't work, go to halftime and be like, guys, what happened that last drive? Got to fix that real quick before the second half. That way we can get a bigger lead. Because I would assume, especially how that one drive worked with the 1-play touchdown, they're going to want to air the ball out. They're going to want to do that, try to catch Holy Name off guard. And if their guys are just missing some routes, or if it's something on their quarterback Reese, or it's one of their receivers, you kind of got to work that out at halftime. The sooner you get to halftime, the more they can have it fresh in their mind and kind of remember what happened without having to rely too much on the game film that it might be active to them. They might not have it. I don't know exactly how Mansfield does their film. If they don't have access to it right now, they kind of have to remember it and have to keep it fresh in their mind. 3rd down and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Handoff. It's going to be an end around. And that's going to be Bradley once again. Bradley cutting upfield, and he'll be forced down at the 29-yard line. They'll get right around the line of scrimmage. They're going to say the loss of 1, and that'll bring up 4th down and 10. That should be a timeout there from Holy Name. And it is indeed a timeout for Holy Name as with 51 seconds. I think their goal is going to be trying to score here for Holy Name. If you're taking a timeout with 51 seconds left to go in the half, it's a statement of intent.
Yeah, definitely a statement of intent. Statistically looking back this year, if I'm not mistaken, the 2 games that we've lost, which have been to Clyde and EC. Sorry, very tired. Clyde and EC. We were up in the half, and we fell in the second half. But all the games that we've came back and won have been by wins in the second half, like being down, going into the beginning of the second half.
Another statistic to watch: the 2 games that we were down at halftime, Lutheran West and Elyria Catholic, they were both by 10 points. We are down by 13 currently, which is the biggest deficit we've had all season, period.
Tigers in punt formation.
in the first half, I should say, because we lost the EC by 14. But still, this will be a big drive. If Holy Name has time, they're going to try to air it out, I would assume. And that is a short punt. That will help Holy Name in a big way, especially if it takes a Holy Name bounce. It takes a Mansfield bounce. That's going to roll even further. And they'll finally be down at the 39.5-yard line. They're gonna move it to the 40-yard line where Holy Name has 38 seconds to get in field goal range for Curtis Robinson. I mean, I don't know what range he has. We haven't seen much of him kick this season. If he can get to around that 20-yard line, let's just say the 25-yard line is the line to gain, around a 35, 40-yard kick at that point. If that's the line to gain, then you got, give or take, 25, 30 yards to get. We know Javon can get that. We know Sanchez can get that. We know a lot of our guys can get that. 38 seconds, probably doing 3-4 plays tops. You have 2 timeouts. Use them. Try to avoid the middle of the field. Use the perimeter, especially now, especially if there's a nice run. You get 10, 15 yards. You think there's nothing more you can do, especially a guy like Cole. I know he loves to lower the shoulder. This is not the time to do it. If you have the ball to the outside, you got to step out of bounds and not waste the timeout. Williams running to the right side, looking to throw. Launches downfield. Launches for Wondolowski, and it is caught! Now they're going to say it's incomplete. They're going to say he dropped it after he hit the contact with the ground. Holy Name fans a little disgruntled after that call. I mean, he had possession until kind of the ground kind of caused the fumble, but still an incomplete pass at what would have been a big moment and a nice amount of effort there by Wondolowski. He's giving it all on the line there. There's nothing more you can do on that kind of play. Just kind of unfortunate the way to hit the turf.
I definitely think we're going to see a similar play. I mean, if Austin was really able to connect on that, that would have given Holy Name great advantage to maybe put some points on the board.
And we're relying on the same formation, doubles right formation, 2nd down and 10 ball at the 40-yard line of Holy Name.
2nd and 10.
And now another thing to look at. If this does not work out and it's an incomplete pass and the clock stops, do you run the ball and make Mansfield burn a timeout? That's another question if we get there. 2nd down and 10. Williams looking to throw.
Straight drop for Williams.
Looking to throw. Launches, and it is incomplete. No one anywhere near the vicinity. Stopping the clock with 26 seconds left to go here in the half. And now Holy Name, 3rd down and 10. What do? Do you try to air it out one more time and have to punt one more time and give Mansfield 2 timeouts? Or do you run it, try to make sure that you're going to the half only down 13?
That's a really tough decision. 26 seconds on the clock. Might have to take a chance here and throw the ball one more time.
We're still lining up in a trips right formation here. I would assume it could be a throw them off, or it could be even a throw the ball here, potentially. We don't know. Cole moves more inside. 3rd down and 10 ball at the 40-yard line of Holy Name. Williams takes a snap, dropping back, is looking to throw, kind of keeping himself, running to the left side, and still on his feet somehow, running to the right side now, cuts upfield, has a block by Wondolowski, has a flag, a legal block in the back. Williams runs forward to the 48-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down, but it's coming back as that was an illegal block in the back on Wondolowski. I don't know why they're calling that a legal block in the back. That was a beautiful block there by Wondolowski. Nothing was wrong with that. I mean, he got low, he blocked him and made sure. I mean, the guy was going to the ground. He wanted to make sure he wasn't faking it, kind of like the Kenny Pickett rule almost in college. You'll see that. Coach Wondolowski is not very happy with that call, and neither would I be. That was a beautiful run there by Williams, going coast to coast, going to one side of the field, going to the other side, and running upfield. And Holy Name fans are letting the refs have it. You can hear a lot of loud boos there as
they were definitely told to pick up the flag, and a lot of people were very, very mad about this play. Coach Wando, talking to the officials right now, still very upset. Doesn't look like he's going to do much for it, but
yeah, luckily we have access to huddle film of the play. We're going to take a quick look at this. Let's see this real quick. I'm going to come look at it. Let's see the block in the back they're going to call. Is it on Cole or Wondolowski? That is not a block in the back. From what we're seeing, that does not look like a block. It looked like a legal block, but also on that play, Andrew Cole absolutely popped one of the guys on the linebackers there. He absolutely popped him once again like he did against Padable, but still a very questionable call there by the refs. Sets Holy Name up at the 40. I'm not gonna say it's not 25 yard line, but 11 seconds left. A lot of confusion at this current moment of the game, but lose a timeout from Mansfield, I would assume, but
Timeout. Mansfield.
But still, it's a very confusing play. We're going to take a quick minute to regroup ourselves, so the rest will do the same, and we'll be back in a minute. study on that play. Wondolowski kind of came in, arms out. There's no way that is blocking the back still called. 3rd down and 25. Williams looking to throw. Has some time, running to the right side, has some pressure. Going to potentially air it out, going to keep it himself run, and going to run out of bounds at the 25-yard line, stopping the clock with 7 seconds left to go in the half. But I mean, still the Holy Name fans are still in the refs have it as if this game ends up being a 1-score game, that'll be a big talking point going after this game. I mean, there was no need to call that a penalty. I mean, the block was completely legal. His hands were out, arms were extended. It didn't really matter. Like, the way he was running on the field, it wasn't a block in the back. It was a clean hit. No one's safety was put at risk. I mean, everyone's safety is put at risk because you're playing football. But to the extent of the extracurricular play, it was not putting anyone's health at risk. That should not have been called. But still, I mean, Holy Name going into the half with that big momentum killer. I'm sure they're gonna. I'm sure Wondolowski is going to I'm sure he's going to have a word with Austin about it. But I think he's going to use it as a firing token for this team to kind of fire them up again, kind of get them going back because. They're clearly they're going to probably use the message that the refs are against them. Is that the case on that play potentially? But in reality, probably not. They're going to use that message. If they can use this as momentum, that might actually be a blessing in disguise for this Holy Name team. Because we don't know if we would have scored on that drive. If not, and we just needed that penalty to kind of fire us up inside, that might be actually a very good thing for Holy Name. But only time will tell on that kind of thing. Both sides ready to come onto the field now to send the ball away. 4th down and 23. Ball at the 27-yard line. 7 seconds left here. I would assume nothing crazy is going to happen here. However, Mansfield is sending all 11 guys near the line. It's pretty weird. Snap, and the ball is sent away deep, and that'll do it for the first half. It's going to roll, and we got to let it go, and that ends the first half. Ball finally down at the 22-yard line. Now bring us to halftime. 16-3 in favor of Mansfield is your score. Please stay tuned for the halftime show by both bands, and we'll be back in around 20-25 minutes to bring you the second half.
Once again, our concession stands are open underneath. Ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the field because it's time to get down to business. The Mansfield Senior High Tyger Marching Band is in the house. The Tyger Band's director, Mr. Jeff Freitag, assisted by Mr. Charles Bryder II and Miss Libby Samuels, Flag Corps Advisor. Tonight, our Mansfield Senior High Tyger Marching Band paid tribute to Earth, Wind & Fire, a band who has spanned multiple genres including jazz, R&B, soul, funk, disco, pop, EDM, Latin, and Afro-pop. We'll kick off our show this evening with September, a 1978 hit that reached #1 on the Billboard charts. Here's the Tyger Band with September.
continue our Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute with their hit, Fantasy. Inspired by the 1977 movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the song made the Billboard Top 40 in 1978 and was featured in many films since. Featuring our Mansfield Junior High Flag Corps, here's the Tyger Band with Fantasy. Our final Earth, Wind, and Fire selections are 1979 hit In the Stone, which reached number 23 on the Billboard Soul chart. This song was featured in numerous movies, including the 2002 movie Drumline. Here's the Tyger Band with In the Stone. our Senior High Tiger Marching Band. The band's director, Mr. Jeff Freitag, assisted by Mr. Charles Brennan II and Ms. Libby Samuels, Flag Corps Advisor. We thank you for your continued support of the Senior High Tiger Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Under the direction of Mr. James Literal, drill team instructor Miss Kimberly Paschke, band president Emily Bonsignor, vice president and co-captain of the drum line Zoe Dorsey, drum captain Alex Lima, and drill team captain Riley McDonald. Please welcome your 2022-2023 Holy Name High School Marching Band! To begin our show this evening, we go back to December of 2011 for this hit single from the album Picture Show. Making it number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, it marked this band's highest charting single to date, as well as their first ever top 10 hit. This is Everybody Talks by Neon Trees. Our second song this evening stays under the umbrella of pop. Released in August of 2014 on the album 1989, this album would mark the transition from country to pop for this artist. Featuring our outstanding drill team with a dance by Sam Simcoe and Mary Gonzalez. Here is Shake It Up by Taylor Swift. to conclude our show this evening, once again we go back to the year 2010. This song peaked at number 19 on the UK singles charts, 35th on the New Zealand singles charts, and 50th on the Billboard Hot 100 list. This song is a mainstay in his live shows and included at his performances during the 54th Annual Grammy Awards and Super Bowl 48 between the Denver Broncos and my victorious Seattle Seahawks. Here is Runaway Baby by Bruno Mars. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Holy Name High School and the Holy Name Marching Band and Drill Team, we hope you enjoyed our show and we thank you for your support. And Neighbor Nation, yell with me, Go Neighbors!
All right, we are back to bring you the second half. Holy Name currently down 16-3 to Mansfield Senior. I am Nathan Smith, alongside me, Damian Webb, as Chase Johnson Ray sent this ball away. And just like that, 24 minutes of football left to be played. Taking it around the 23 and will be taken out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Tackle on the play by Dasco. We do have some score updates for you before the second half play really begins from scrimmage. So Damian, let you take it away.
All right, so Iggy is down 7 against St. Ed's. Archbishop Hoban 33-7 against St. Vincent St. Mary, LeBron's hometown. No. Padua is up 14-0 against Norton. Chardon is losing 73 to Kingston. Avon is up 28-7 against Olmsted Falls. And then Mentor 28-14 over Medina.
That was a shocker one. Fog is now a factor in this game. As you can see, first down and 10, ball at the 33-yard line. There's a handoff, and that is to Darson, and Darson gets the ball to the 48-yard line. That's enough to move the chains. 15 yards for a Mansfield Senior first down. Their intensity has not changed from the first half. And interesting to see on the bottom of your screen, number 8 on defense, Javon Williams, our quarterback, is in at cornerback lineup against number 8. That'll be interesting to see him playing some defense. First down 10 now, ball at the 48-yard line of Mansfield Senior. Darson takes the handoff.
Inside handoff to Darson.
Darson is going to stumbles way forward, get hit finally at the 48-yard line of Holy Name. That'll be a gain of 4, bring up second down and 6. I mean, so far, obviously, I would assume the run's going to be a big part of the second half here for Mansfield. Now that Fog's the thing, and oh, look at that. Toledo Central Catholic is up 28-0 over Highland. That is a big game.
I had to give Highland the shot in the dark there. Come on now.
Second down and 6, ball at the 48-yard line. Reese takes a snap, hands the ball off to Darson. Darson is going to be taken down at the 45-yard line, they're going to say. Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 3 upcoming.
It seems as Mansfield has not come out cocky in this second half, doing what they've done. And they want to score some more points against Holy Name. So you can clearly see that right now. And Holy Name's defense is trying to stop them. Third down.
If 3rd down 3, and I think this might be one of the first times in this game Mansfield is making substitutions on 3rd down, and actually during a drive period. They rarely make substitutions. It's gonna be a QB sneak potentially, but that's not gonna be. It's gonna be a handoff, and it's Ricky Mills, the carrier, taken down at the 44-yard line. Gain of 1, bring up 4th down and 2. A very weird set there from Mansfield. I mean, you had 2 kind of fullbacks, kind of running backs. Very weird set there.
Yeah, and then the QB just kind of hopped the fence there. I mean, he just dove right over top of him. So I'm assuming we'll see a similar play so they can get their 1st down here. But hopefully the Holy Name defense can stop them. 4th down.
Yeah, it's going to be a big stop for Holy Name. We need to get the stop right here, right now. 9:46 counting left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 4th down and 2 at the 44-yard line of Holy Name. Reese hands the ball off to Mills. And Mills is hit before the line. Taken down at the 44-yard line. What a big stop there by the Holy Name defense, giving us some life now. Down 13 and a pretty decent field position.
Pretty decent field position, as Nathan just said. But let's see what happened in that locker room. What did Coach Wando say to these young men that made them come out here and fight hard?
Another score update. New Albany currently up 14-7 at the half over Upper Arlington. That'd be an upset if that one happens. And then looking at this Holy Name team, if you're calling the plays, what do you call? Do you run the ball, or is it time to start throwing it, even though the fog's kind of rolling in now?
I mean, the fog's rolling in. The rain is kind of stopped. I was down there during the half. Maybe this is time to throw the ball.
Williams keeps it, runs to the right side, has some room on the right edge, and he's loose a little bit, and he's going to force the way forward to the 40-yard line. He might have a little bit more side room to run on the edge, but he's able to make sure he got to the 40-yard line, got plenty enough for a Holy Name 1st down, and that's a pretty big momentum boost there for Holy Name.
If Holy Name can do this, continue to do this throughout the second half, we might see a comeback. We've seen it last week. We've seen it a couple times this season, so let's see what's going to happen.
Trips left formation here. 1st down 10, ball to the 40-yard line of Mansfield. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to stumble his way forward to the, they're going to say 43-yard line, which would be a gain of 3, bringing up 2nd down and 7. Christian Sanchez, we said his name a couple times, but he's not been as big of a factor in this game as we thought he would be.
No, it's really been a lot of Vaughn tonight, but that's really a good thing. Versatility, as we've talked about. I mean, Vaughn was just on defense, and now he's out here passing the ball and running. Yeah.
Yep, 2nd down and 7 at the 38-yard line. Trips left formation here, so they're going to now make it 2nd down and 8. Williams, screen pass to Cole, is caught at the 40-yard line, and Cole will be hit behind the line of scrimmage at the 38-yard line. Depends where we're going to spot the ball. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, setting up 3rd down and 8. Cole, 3rd catch of the night. I believe is he the only neighbor to have recorded a catch?
I believe so.
I believe so. Wondolowski was close on the dive, but you're seeing more Cole being that main receiver, and even though he's not graduating, he's going to go to quarterback. He's going to find his favorite receiver. I mean, looking at it, if I had to guess right now, I would assume that'd be like a Galandosco next year. We won't know for sure. 3rd down and 8, ball at the 38-yard line. Trips right formation here for Holy Name. Cole moves more to the right side. Williams takes a snap, takes the handoff. Pass is caught by Andrew Cole at the 30-yard line, cuts upfield, stumbles forward to the 24-yard line. That's enough to move change for a Holy Name 1st down. What a big play there by Holy Name and Andrew Cole, getting a couple extra yards on that play and getting a crucial 1st down.
Definitely a mood change on the Holy Name aspect of things. A lot more positive vibes, it seems like, from up here. Going down a half, a lot of people are down and sad. I've seen quite a few people leaving, but maybe they'll regret that. And Holy Name will prove everybody wrong and show them why they're the #1 seed right now.
It's 1st down and 10, ball at the 24-yard line of Mansfield. Trips left formation. Williams going to keep it himself, runs to the gut. So right up the middle, and he'll finally stumble his way forward to the 19-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5, setting up a 2nd down and 5 for Holy Name.
2nd down and 5 is not bad considering what we've really had tonight. So
And then when you run into a pile of a bunch of guys there in the middle there, kind of they stack the box, getting a couple of yards is what is expected. Getting 5 yards kind of sets you apart. There's a reason why Javon's getting scouted by colleges and will probably play college football at a high level. There's a reason why. He's able to extend the play. Even though his frame might not hoist him as a guy like Sanchez who can kind of push the pile, he definitely can. Second down and 5, ball at the 19-yard line. Williams running to the right side, going to keep it himself. Cuts up field, and he'll take himself out of bounds. They're going to spot him at the 16-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play, bring up 3rd down and 2. And once again, Ricky Mills in on that play. I mean, we've heard his name a lot from Mansfield, and this kid's pretty impressive. I mean, I just saw the stat line. I haven't seen anything of him play before tonight, and this kid's impressing me. I mean, out of all the defensive players Holy Name has played, this is the one guy I think will stick out as probably the best defensive player we've played against. Would you agree?
Yeah, this is probably one of the most standout stars, right up there with Levi Ellis. But I would say I think he's got Levi Ellis beat a little bit.
On the defensive side, looking at it strictly defense, Ricky Mills and then Colin Ginley of EC. Those are the top 2 guys we played against on defense, in my opinion. And Ricky Mills still putting up a show as Williams looking to throw on 3rd down and 2. Passes caught by Wondolowski, cuts up field, still on his feet, forcing the way forward, and they're going to say he's at the 1-yard line. He's just shy. Trying with the 2. What a big play there by Wondolowski. Getting some confidence back there, and Holy Name fans do not like the spot of that play.
From up here, it kind of looked like he had it, but I mean his ankle just kind of fell out. Maybe cone got knocked over, so it was really who knows at that point.
Something to monitor there. Pavanka subbed out. He's kind of walking gingerly off the field as Chera, who's the wing off of Cole, who's on the left side of Bowling here as they move to the other side. We've seen some touchdowns out of this formation. Let's see it again. 1st down and 10. Sanchez cuts up field. He's stumbling his way forward. He's going to be shy. Just depends how close he got. They say he got to the 2-yard line. That'll be a gain of 1, bringing up 2nd down and goal at the 2-yard line. And now there's 4 guys who can get the ball here for Holy Name. If we're going to run the ball, Williams keeps it. Sanchez gets it. Wando gets it. Keyshawn gets it, who's not in the game. Who gets it?
I got to go with Wando. We've seen this last week. And
kind of a QB sneak there by Cole. They're going to say it's a fumble by Williams. Still waiting to see the official signal. Holy Name did recover there. Just bring up 3rd down and goal. Now 3rd down and goal. Could you see potentially a pass play kind of like what you saw last week where the fake handoff went to Wondolowski and then kind of rolled to the right side and Williams found his guy Cole? Will you see something like that again?
That's what I'm really thinking they're going to go for right now. So it definitely worked last week, so I think they should try it again right here.
After the best snap, bringing up 3rd down and goal at the 3-yard line. Sanchez, the left side of Williams, on the right side is Wondolowski. Handoff, Wando. Touchdown, Holy Name! Austin Wondolowski hurls his way to the end zone for a 3-yard rushing touchdown, giving Holy Name now only down by 7, the 16-9 deficit to work with.
Great job by Wando. Really just got in there. He had a little bit of a hurdle there, but it clearly worked out for him. Whatever Coach Wando said, it seems like the energy's alive and back.
And look at the first half. You could not have told me, looking at those last 2 plays, that catch and that rushing touchdown, that he dropped 2 passes in that half. His confidence at all-time high. Austin Wondolowski, for the 3rd time now being down, has scored a key touchdown to get us back into this game now. Awaiting Curtis Robinson's extra point, only down 16-9 now, opposed to the 16-3 deficit we were working with going out of the half. The snap to Wondolowski is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a ball game on our hands. 16-10 is your score.
I would say in this half so far we've seen 2 good things. Holy Name stopped Mansfield, and 2, we scored. Those are 2 big momentum parts of this game, and if they can continue to do that tonight, we will win this game.
And the big thing will be that missed field goal, extra point I should say. That'll be a big part. If Holy Name scores again and they make the extra point, 17-16, that'd be a big thing. And now, commenting, Night at the Races. It is February 4th, 2023. If you have any questions about it, please reach out to the email that was on your screen seconds ago. Definitely a shout out to the president of the HM Boosters, Joe Kuchera. Definitely a shout out to him, the dad of Nick Kuchera. So definitely thank you to him for giving us such a great football player for Holy Name. But just a shout out to all the boosters. I mean, and also just a request for anyone who might want to donate like a basket. I mean, last year there was something like maybe autographed jerseys, stuff like that. Like little gift baskets. If you want to donate something like that, like a little part of a basket or maybe even a whole basket, let that email know. It'd be greatly appreciated. Obviously, students don't go tonight at the races. From what I've heard, it's a very fun event. Obviously, I wouldn't know because I'm not allowed.
Obviously.
Justity kicks the ball away on a very weird, it might be an onside kick. It goes to 10 yards, and it's hit, and Colin might have it. And Colin Dasco does have it. What a big onside kick by Chase Justity, and even greater recovery there by Colin Dasco, sending Holy Name up the 46-yard line. And now, down 6. It's 46 yards away from tying up this ball game. What a big play there by special teams of Holy Name. All right, first down 10, ball to the 45-yard line after the recovery by Dasco on the onside kick. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Sanchez, but there's a flag on the play.
Can we just say that was probably the third best thing in this half? I mean, like, let's just keep going with those best things.
That was the biggest. That was the biggest.
That was like, that was perfect.
We're seeing a very weird game script. What we've seen against EC, you score a touchdown at a big moment, and you recover an onside kick or recover up ensuing kickoff. Last week, it was a fumble recovery. This week, it's a kickoff. We're seeing a lot of parallels to that EC comeback and that Lutheran West comeback. So if we can keep it up and potentially score on this drive and take a 17-16 lead and put all the pressure on Mansfield, that would be a situation that Mansfield's not used to this season. In their games that they lost, they were blowouts. They're not used to tight games. They're used to being up by a lot or down by a lot. So that'd be definitely something to see if we can tie it up. But I'm sure Mansfield's defense right now, they're shaking. First down and 15 after the penalty, ball at midfield. Sanchez on the left side of Williams. Two receivers outright with Wynalewski up to the right side of right tackle Wallace. Looking to throw is Bond. Launches downfield, and it is caught by Andrew Cole. What a big catch by Andrew Cole at the 25-yard line. There is a flag that should be defensive pass interference. Andrew Cole had his 5th catch of the day at a big moment.
Like, what are we seeing here? I mean, this will be one of the biggest comebacks of, like, all time. And this is very serious.
And there it is.
It's a big game.
There it is, confirmed. Your pass interference defense holding in declines. Now we're set up at the 25-yard line. We're knocking on the door of the red zone. And just like that, Andrew Cole has taken this game as his own. 5 catches, and now Holy Name, 25 yards in front of them, stands between a tie ball game and them. First down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line of Mansfield. Williams gonna keep it himself, running to the left side. Cuts upfield, has some room, goes to the outside. Has to get there, the 10, the 5, touchdown, Holy Name! Javon Williams with a big run for 26 yards. And just like that, down 13, rising from the ashes is Holy Name to tie his ball game at 16. Javon Williams, have yourself a day, son.
I think as you heard it from all of us in the press box, we were ecstatic. That was a big play. This is really changing things. Tied ball game right now. This has got to be something great.
Now Javon Williams on the sideline. He's in a little bit of pain there because it looks like he's stretched out for a cramp, but Javon Williams was not about to let Mansfield knock him out of his high school football career. Had a big run, and like I said, rising from the ashes, Holy Name as a tie ball game. Now we await Curtis Robinson for the extra point. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And for the first time since the first quarter in this ball game, Holy Name has a lead. 17-16 is your score. What a big couple of drives there, last couple minutes for Holy Name. Down 13 maybe 5 minutes ago, and now Holy Name up 1 against Mansfield.
Yeah, definitely the whole atmosphere here at Brunswick Stadium has really changed. Parents are on their feet, Holy Name students on their feet. It is really electric right now. I can feel the energy from up here. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, that might be the quickest and greatest comeback Holy Name has had this season. We think we can't one-up what we do. Every week we find a way to one-up what we've had. We struggled in the first half, but 14 unanswered quickly here in this second half. Holy Name now putting some pressure on Mansfield, who's not used to this scenario. Like I said, they're used to being up by a lot or down by a lot. Mansfield in a very uncomfortable position, down by 1, with about 17 minutes of football left to go, give or take. They're going to need a big answer here, and Duke Brees, Zion Brown, Keontae Bradley, one of those guys. They're going to need to step up if Mansfield wants to win this game. Chase Josty, the lefty sophomore kicker, about ready to send this ball away to give Mansfield their first possession down in the game. Kind of an onside kick attempt again here. It might actually work again, but it's just going to go out of bounds just at the 37-yard line. Colin Dosco almost got to that one again. The flag on the play is for a kick out of bounds, but if Colin Dosco would have gotten that ball and we would have recovered another onside kick, first off, Mansfield's coach, I think, would have lost his mind at his special teams for first. But secondly, Colin Dosco would have made two key plays. You might not hear his name as much on offense as defense as you did earlier in the season, making catches, scoring a touchdown, or making tackles. But still, on special teams, it doesn't matter where you make your impact. If you make your impact in this game, you will be known. We had a legend made it from this game kind of last year, Andrew Cole. Colin Dosco tried making it, but right now, Javon Williams is now one step away from defense for getting the ball and having a lead for the first time in this game. First down and 10 ball at the 42-yard line. Handoff.
Reese hands the ball up.
That is Owens, the ball carrier, taken down at the 47-yard line.
Mills on the carry. Tackled by Logan Burden.
Carry for 5 there, bring up second down and 5.
Ball out the 47-yard line, second down.
Mills in the backfield alongside Reese. Second down to 5 at the 47-yard line. Reese communicating, looking at the sideline for a play call. Reese gets the call. Second down and 5. Takes the snap, hands the ball off. This is Mills. Mills has the force way to the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play and bring up a crucial 3rd down and 3 now for Mansfield.
3rd down and 3 for Mansfield. We haven't really seen him in this position much in this game, so Holy Name has really defensively stepped up, and they have stopped them, I believe, 3 or 4 times already this game, so maybe this will be a 4th, 5th, whatever it is. But as you can hear, I think that's Mr. Kuchera down there. He is really going crazy.
3rd down and 2, ball at midfield, they're going to spot it. Handoff, fake handoff to Mills, looking to throws. Reese, pass is caught. That is Pickett. Pickett running upfield, still in bounds, and will finally be shoved down at around the 25-yard line. I believe there's a flag in the play, but really can't tell because of how foggy it is. And that one will be coming back.
For sure, if that play didn't come back, it would have been a little bit of a momentum kill, but it's coming back.
Illegal formation penalty on the Tigers. Nullifies the play.
The call is illegal formation, which is pretty weird, though, for Mansfield. I mean, they've run a funky formation for most of this game, so.
So this will make it 3rd down and
3rd down and 7, they're going to say it is.
8, 7.
3rd down and 7, ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line here. And now an even worse field position here for Mansfield. They need 7 yards. They're going to need a big play here if they want to keep any chance of their momentum staying all of them. 3rd down and 7 at the 45-yard line of Mansfield.
Very long 7 here.
Reese takes a snap. Look low, looking to throw. Has the pressure, steps up, going to scramble. And he's going to be taken down at the 49-yard line and be a yard short. As you said, at midfield, they'll be 4th down and 2 after a nice tackle there by Will Diggs.
According to the scoreboard here, he's actually going to be 2 yards short.
4th down and 2.
But yeah, Will Diggs on the tackle there. Very good job there. I mean, at a big moment, he was able to make sure he didn't get enough yards to get the 1st down. He kind of tried stretching to get it, but he just couldn't get it. Mansfield is going to punt here, but I would watch the fake here because I don't know why you would punt at this point. 4th down and 2 at midfield is kind of no man's land. Unless your goal is to pin Holy Name, there's no reason to punt. They are going to punt, however.
Punts away.
Well, he's going to let that one roll. Going to take a Mansfield bounce. Going to roll inside the 10. And finally be spotted down at the 9-yard line where Holy Name will take over. With 2:38 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, up 17-16. I mean, if people walked away from this game for like 10 minutes, you'd have missed a lot. I mean, Holy Name scoring 14 unanswered points, making big defensive stop after big defensive stop. Holy Name, if we can score on this drive, that'd blow this game wide open for momentum, and Holy Name would pretty much have all of it at this point.
Yeah, like you've said, if we can score on this game, this drive, it'd be a really big momentum factor. Defensively, we've really stepped up to stop them. So we know that we can stop them. We just have to make sure that we're scoring as well.
Yeah, running on the clock will be a big component of this next drive for Holy Name. Because if he can drill down the rest of the 2:38 left to go in the third, if he can get rid of maybe 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, that could be a big thing. And especially if we punch in the end zone, because we need to score. Having a 1-point lead against a Mansfield team who can kick field goals as they've seen, that's not going to end them on. First down 10, ball at the 9-yard line. Williams will get himself running to the left side of the field. And can cut it back inside a little bit and finally be forced out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Maybe a gain of 3 and bring up second down and 7 on the next play.
It seemed like Javon wanted a little bit more. He just couldn't get there. But still, as we've said earlier, Javon's going to run the ball. And if he sees an opening, he's taking them off for sure.
And I'll be interested to see that he went out of bounds in that play. It'll be interesting to see how much we try to stay in bounds and how much we just play offense, kind of like the score doesn't matter. Because I mean, we've done both of these this season. We've been up by 30 and played like the score doesn't matter and not tried to run the clock. But we've also played like with a close game like the clock doesn't matter at the same time. So interesting to see. Second down and 7. Cole in motion. Williams takes a step running to the right side. Goes to the right side, cuts upfield, and finally be hit at the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play, bring up third down and 4 for Holy Name. Now, if you're Mansfield, this would be a big stop if they can do it. And then once again, Ricky Mills on there, I believe would be his 6th tackle of the game or something along those lines. A big game for him, but as of right now, Mansfield's defense coming a little bit short. A big stop here would be needed if they want to get the ball back in quick. Third down and 4. Trips left formation. The Holy Name looking at the sideline for the play call. Your receivers from left to right. On the left side is Pavanka, Gardner, and Cole. The lone man on the right side is Machurnix. Sanchez, option to the right side of Williams. Third down and 4. Williams trying to get him to jump to no avail. Looking to throw now is Williams. The pass is caught by Cole, but there's a flag on the play, which might be a false start or delay of game potentially on Holy Name. So once again, either way, Javon Williams throwing the ball once again to Andrew Cole. He has 1 completed pass to anyone else, and that was the 1-to-1 to Lesky. That was almost a touchdown.
Holy Name takes the ball back 5 yards.
Pretty compelling on Holy Name, making it now third down and 9 opposed to third down and 4. But I mean, still, even on the play that didn't count. The fact that he keeps throwing to Cole, even though let's get that, Javon Williams clearly has a receiver 1, and that's Andrew Cole.
I mean, I would too. Andrew Cole's definitely a very good receiver, definitely a good QB.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really tough next year for Holy Name to adapt him in a QB role.
Yeah, and even him being like not the leading receiver, like just as reception, but now he's gonna launch that field for Cole, and it is caught by Andrew Cole. What a big catch there by Cole, taken down at the 36-yard line of Holy Name. What a big play there. 26-yard pass completed to Andrew Cole. And like we said, Bond trusts him, and once again, it pays off dividend. First down, Holy Name. Now with less than a minute left, first down 10 at the 37-yard line. They're going to say it's going to be officially a 27-yard completion to Andrew Cole. Now there's a little bit of concern here as Andrew Cole has kind of just went down and is now grasping at his knee, as it appears. Andrew does not look good, but hopefully it's just a cramp, but either way, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back in a minute. Andrew Cole able to get off the field on his own power. 43 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 17-16 in favor of Holy Name is your score. I mean, what do you think was possibly said at halftime to inspire these boys to go on a 14-0 run and now take the lead in this game?
I don't think I could say that, but I think I'll elaborate that it was do better, hit harder, and act like you want to win.
I would agree. I mean, Coach Wondolowski, he's had a couple inspiring speeches this season, I'm sure, and tonight no different. First down and 10 ball at the 37-yard line. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Sanchez, running to the right side. He's hit in the middle and taken down at around the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 8. Holy Name in no hurry to run this ball once again. That should bring us to the end of the third quarter, and it will. End of the third quarter score, 17-16 in favor of Holy Name after a big comeback of a 14-0 run for Holy Name. Sets them up nicely, up 1. We'll be back in a minute once both teams are set up on offense and defense again. We are back. We have one score update. Chardon has taken the lead against Kenston, 10-7 in that game. Chardon, even if they do come away with the win, they're going to have to look themselves in the mirror because this one has to be concerning. Even though Kenston's a 13 seed who's upset a couple teams, they still have to be concerned if you're going to lose at that point. First down, 2nd down and 8. Williams going to keep it running to the outside. Has some room, goes up the field, and he'll finally be forced down around the 40-yard line. I said 39-yard line still. Either way, playing enough to move the chains for holding that first down and putting them in Mansfield territory once again. And a score update in the fourth quarter. Padua was up 21-7 against Norton. I mean, another nice electric run there by Javon Williams. He kind of put the running game on his back in this game. I mean, he's probably the lead rusher, but I think he has probably 150 yards at this point, if I had to guess. First down 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Doubles left formation. Williams going to run to the left side again. Looking to throw now. To keep it instead. Running to the left side and can cut a field and finally take himself out of bounds at the 32-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding call on Holy Name.
It's holding against Holy Name. And something else to monitor in this game. Matthew Matrunix on the sideline on the bench with some sort of injury, I would assume. So I'd assume he's questionable to return to tonight's game.
Back to the 45-yard line.
In his absence, I mean, we've seen him tonight already, but Gabe Young's in the game, or number 22 on the left side of your screen. We've seen him more in the game tonight in the earlier stages, but Matrunix definitely got to worry about that one. He had a pretty bad injury in the offseason this season. If it's re-aggravating that, even not for next year, just for like the next week, it's still concerning for him even outside of football. First down at 16, ball at the 45-yard line now after the holding call. Williams takes a snap, looking to throw. Pass is caught by Gabe Young. It's incomplete to be dropped. And another thing to monitor on your screen, number 23, Dom Costanzo, I believe, is in the game. Another score update. Was 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. St. Ed's is up 14-7 over Ignatius. A lot closer of a game than a lot of us thought, but still a good game. And not really a shocker here, but still kind of a blowout. 28-7, Springfield's up against Centerville. Second down and 16 after the incomplete pass to Young. Mansfield has 5 down linemen. Cole and Costanzo on the right side and Gary Young on the left. Looking to throw is Cole. On the right side, pass is intercepted. No, he's going to drop there. Almost intercepted there by Phillips, but that was very close to being an interception and disaster for Holy Name.
All I gotta say is thank God that was not actually called.
That was very close, so it was a little concerning at that point. I mean, if that would have been picked, the momentum would definitely have shifted back to Mansfield, only down 1. So, very good thing that did not come to fruition. Third down and 16, ball at the 45-yard line. 11:08 left to go in tonight's contest. 17-16 in favor of Holy Name is your score. Namer offense looking at the sideline for their play call. Trips right formation here. Third down and 16. Williams dropping back, looking to throw. Has a lot of pressure. Pass is caught by Wondolowski. And Wondolowski will be hit from behind, taken down at the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 4th down and 10, and I would assume a punt for Holy Name.
Fault the 39-yard line.
And looking at that Padua game, if that score holds and Holy Name is able to win tonight, Padua Holy Name in the playoffs for the 2nd straight year in a row, I mean, there's going to be a game at Byers Field next weekend. That'd be an electric atmosphere. Obviously, we know Byers Field, a very well-known field in Northeast Ohio, a very big stadium that is. I mean, looking at last year's Brooklyn game, that was probably overcapacity. I think they oversold tickets for that game. So I would assume the game would probably be at Byers. That's the kind of belief. If Holy Name plays Padua, the belief around everyone is that the game will be at Byers Field. As looking at neutrality, that's probably the closest thing to neutral you have. Put them at a big stage, and if that's the case, if we get there, we're hoping we'll be able to stream. That's definitely what we're kind of hoping for. We're shooting for Byers Field. But Holy Name, they gotta clutch up on defense at least one more time tonight to make sure we get there. As Mansfield Senior had the ball once again, 10-26 to make something happen. I mean, it depends how much they trust their defense. Their defense has kind of let them down in the second half. I mean, they had a big stoppages there, but looking at it, their defense was so much better in the first half. Their offensive mentality was, we want to be on the field for as short as time as possible to let the defense do the work. Now it has to be, we have to be on the field a long time, drill the clock, and let our defense work at the end. 1st down and 10, ball to the 30-yard line. Reese takes a snap, going to keep it himself.
Snap to Davis.
Actually, Davis is the one taking the ball, and he's taken down at the 30-yard line. Amar Davis, obviously, early in the game, had that touchdown reception on the left side of that field. That was a big play, but now he's getting some direct snaps. And now Paddle is trying to, not Paddle, same colors. Mansfield's trying to pull out pretty much every shot they have at this point.
The colors got you there?
Yes, absolutely.
That's okay. You might see them next week.
Yeah. I almost called them Buckeyes. Well, I mean, looking from afar, I mean,
yeah.
You could say they look like Buckeye for sure. 2nd down and 10, ball to the 30-yard line.
I believe we also wore the black against Buckeye this year, too. So
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
It's very familiar.
Man in motion is Smuke.
Reese keeps up the middle.
Reese keeps it, and he'll be taken down at the
Gets it forward to about the
37-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play, bring up 3rd down and 3 here for Mansfield.
3rd down and 3.
3rd down and 3, and now a big situation here for Mansfield. Last time they had a situation, they kind of got a penalty against them. And onside whistle's being blown. Which one? Last was talking to one of the officials about something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I would assume this play would go on. It will. 3rd down and 3, ball to the 37-yard line. A lot of guys are bunched up in the middle right there, as I would assume the box will be pretty much stacked on both sides here. A lot of guys in the line. Handoff. That is Mills, and Mills is taken down at the 39-yard line. And they'll be 1 yard shy, bring up 4th down and 1. And now a very big question for Mansfield is, do you go for it or do you punt? I think Mansfield's going to go for it. Look at what they're going to do, but if Holy Name makes a stop, this is a big key play of the game. They're going to go hurry up. Going to keep it as the quarterback, and there's a flag on the play, and he's able to get over the line. But that might be against them. And that's ball start against Mansfield.
Illegal shift on the Tigers.
Called a legal shift. And what should have been a 1st down is not. And now instead of 4th down and 6, and I would assume a punt now for Mansfield.
5-yard penalty. 4th and 6.
And now Pavanga being subbed off. Javon Williams is now the returner for Holy Name. He looks a little confused back there, but this will be pretty interesting to see how this one goes.
You never know. Versatility.
If Williams standing at the 35-yard line, now being told to move up now to the 38-yard line. I have to believe where he'll reside for a little bit at least. Stands a little high for the punt. The punt is sent away.
Kicks away.
Williams going to let it bounce. He's going to let it roll back. Holy Name yells to let it go. And now we'll finally stop at the 24-yard line where Holy Name will take over with 8:06 left to go in tonight's contest. I mean, this is going to be a big question now of run down the clock. How much can you run down the clock? That's what this is going to be right now, I would assume. I assume a lot of this will be how much you can run down the clock and how many 1st downs you can get. If Holy Name could maybe drill down 5 minutes of the clock and get a field goal, I think that'd be setting us up pretty well in the game.
I think this is the that was the fourth time that they've stopped the defense and forced them to punt or turned over. So definitely, as I've said, Holy Name could do it, but they got to put some points up here right now.
Yes, that'd be a big part of this, especially considering the fact that if Mansfield loses on a missed extra point, I would not want to be on that bus ride home with Mansfield. That would not be a good one to have. Trips right formation, first down and 10, ball at the 24-yard line. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Sanchez. Sanchez runs in the middle. That's a big run for Sanchez, taken down found at the 32-yard line. That'd be a gain of 8 on the play, bring up second down and 2.
32-yard line. 8-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 2.
After the gain of 8, we'll bring up second down and 2 here for Holy Name. Clock still running, 7:38 and counting left to go in tonight's contest. And I believe that run should probably get Christian Sanchez to the 1,000-yard mark on the season. I would assume it was pretty close going in that one. I would assume that gets him. Second down and 2, ball at the 32-yard line. Williams hands the ball to Sanchez, runs to the middle. And now he'll be taken down at the 36-yard line. Has to have to move the chains for Holy Name first down once again. Another nice run there by Sanchez to move the chains and keep the clock rolling.
For Holy Name, first down.
Now the clock will still tick some more. 7:13 now and counting left to go in tonight's contest. I mean, Holy Name, this has been a tale of two halves for Holy Name once again for the second week in a row. Started off really slow in that first half. Started off with scoring on the first drive, but now this Holy Name offense has revitalized himself. They need a little bit more in tonight's game, and that should hopefully get us the next week. First down, that ball at the 36-yard line. Fake handoff, Vaughn keeps.
Off the right side.
Vaughn will be taken down at the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of 1 on the play, bringing up second down and 9.
It seems as this Holy Name offense is definitely chewing the clock here a little bit. They're taking it really slow, and I think that's a good strategy to maintain the lead. Although it's by 1, could be a good strategy to see.
They're getting a couple yards there. If they have to punt, they have to punt. But Holy Name, if you're Holy Name, you do not want to punt at this point. After a mistake, you can give them 2 on the play instead. Second down and 8, ball at the 38-yard line. Williams takes a snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself once again. He's hit from behind and he'll be hit once again forward now to the 38-yard line. That'll be the line of scrimmage. Bring up third down and 8 for Holy Name. Samir Phillips on the tackle. Now just under 6 minutes to go left in tonight's contest. Third down and 8, Holy Name. I think you need a first down here. You need at least one more first down. But we see Mansfield can kick. You don't want to end your season on a field goal. Holy Name, their defense needs to hold up one more time. I think at least they're going to have to hold up one more time in this game if they want to win. But their offense needs to come out clutch at least one more time as well. Third down and 8, ball at the 38-yard line. 5:31 and counting left to go in tonight's contest. Trips left formation with Sanchez to the right side of Williams. The sole receiver on the right side is Costanzo. Williams takes a snap, looking to throw. Has some time, has some pressure, launches across the field for Cole, and it is incomplete, just out of the reach of Andrew Cole. Just a little bit thrown too high there by Williams, and that'll bring up fourth down, and Holy Name will punt with 5:14 left to go in tonight's contest.
I think that if Holy Name could punt it deep here and stop it, as they've done in the last 4 or 5 drives by Mansfield, it'll really choose some clock down, and hopefully we'll pull this one off here.
Yeah, we knew going into this game that this would probably be a 1-possession game at the most, 8-point game at the most. We knew that kind of going in, and we're kind of getting exactly what we expected here. Wondolowski's punt will be taken out at the 36-yard line. Keyshawn Gardner figured that ball bounced forward to the 37, so good job by him kind of keep the ball at the 36-yard line. And now Mansfield gets the ball back with 5:07 to work with, and what this will probably be I would assume this drive might be the last one of the game. Maybe one more, but this might be the last offensive drive of the season for Mansfield or the last defensive drive for Holy Name.
I think that if Holy Name stops this this offense right now, that we could see a Namer win.
Yeah. And as I said, last week I predicted the game spot on. I said it'd be a 10-point deficit. This week in school, when Mr. Anko asked me, I said it's going to be 7 points either way. That was my score prediction, 7 points either way. If something crazy happens, that could still be the case, but the preface of it was 1 possession, and that's what we're getting tonight. First down, tap ball at the 36-yard line. Reese takes the snap, hands the ball off. That is number 5. That is Zion Brown back in the game. Ball at the 46-yard line after the run. That'll be a gain of 10. That moves the chains for a Mansfield first down.
Play good for a Tyger. First down.
And Zion Brown, we kind of saw him in the second quarter more, so now they're using him again. But obviously, Mansfield has a lot of guys that can run the ball, and they can even throw the ball too if they wanted to with Reese. But now this is where to see where football teams are made of. You can see which team's tougher: Mansfield's potent offense or Holy Name's dangerous defense. First down, 10 ball at the 46-yard line. Reese tells Brown to go to the other side of him. Pitch to Reese. Pitch from Reese to Brown. Brown running the outside, cuts up field, and he'll be wrestled down now at the 49-yard line of Holy Name. That'll be a gain of 5 on the play, bring up second down and 5. And once again, Holy Name subbing out the whole defensive line. Tyler Davis, Rashad Harnett, and Joey Ragone coming out for Andrew Cole. Let's see here, who else is there? That's Christian Sanchez and maybe Jeremy Wallace. I believe that's who the 3 substitutes were, but still interesting move there by Holy Name. Second down and 4, ball at the 49-yard line. Running to the left side is Reese looking to throw. Pass is incomplete. Pass defended away there by Wondolowski, but looking downfield, he had an open receiver. I believe that was Elias Owens open well downfield. Kind of an undersight there by the quarterback there. I mean, he was open, he had a ton of space. He was gone to the races if he was there.
This is third down 5. This is really crucial right here. If Holy Name can stop it, it'll be great. We do know that Mansfield can kick, but I obviously don't think it's going to be from this far.
In my honest opinion, the line to gain for Mansfield is 25 if they want to kick a field goal. Third down and 5, ball at the 49-yard line of Holy Name. Fake handoff. Gotta keep it himself. He's in the backfield. He gets out of it. Runs to the outside. Reese has some room and gets a first down and runs out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Steps out of bounds at the 39.
Or the 39-yard line. A beautiful run there by Reese. Jamie Wallace was so close to getting a sack on the play, but Reese able to do a very good job as a quarterback, step out of it, and run for a nice play. That's a gain of 10. Listen, we're a Holy Name broadcast. That was a beautiful piece of football there by Reese. Duke Reese, he's an excellent quarterback. We've seen that even at the stats, 1,500 passing yards this season, we've seen that. Even with his feet, he's an elite runner. And it's unfortunate for Holy Name, they got to defend it. First down, ball to 39-yard line with the clock stop. Reese looking to throw, launches downfield, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended there for Amar Davis. Javon Williams there on the coverage. From one quarterback to another, no sir. Now it's an injured player there for Holy Name on the field.
Timeout.
Can't tell who it is offhand. I mean, guessing who it might be Jeremy Walls, but we don't want to speculate. We'll be back in a minute after the injured players are able to get off the field. The injured player is Jeremy Wallace, able to get off the field on his own power with the help of Coach today. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass intended for Amar Davis. 3:48 left to go in tonight's contest. 39 yards separate the lead for Mansfield and Mansfield currently. Reese takes a snap, hands the ball off, and he hit immediately. That right there is a big tackle there by the big man himself, Logan Burden. There's a flag on the play, and that should be some kind of celebration penalty against Logan Burden. But wow, Logan Burden. I've said it many times. I've joked about it. I know how that hit feels. That is a painful hit to take. What a big hit there by Logan Burden. Now Holy Name about to start a revolution here in the stands as they're not happy with the refs on the call on that play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
They're calling unsportsmanlike conduct
Against Holy Name.
Okay, I'm just going to say this for unsportsmanlike conduct. On the one long touchdown, their player kind of showboated, slowed down, held the ball over the pylon and stared the defense down. Nothing called. On a tackle that he celebrated that same way 10 times before this season, not being called, but calling tonight. Disgraceful. First down and 10, ball at the 27-yard line after a Mickey Mouse penalty. Reese pitches it to Brown. Zylan Brown take it down to the 30-yard line. Little celebration there by Christian Sanchez, but a big hit by the big man for a loss of 3. Holy Name fans are now kind of taunting the refs, asking for a flag on that play after a little bit of celebration. You can see both sides; they're not happy with the refs.
Apparently, in football, especially high school football, you're not allowed to celebrate. Do not celebrate, please. We might get a penalty from up here.
I mean, we were kind of told that freshman year, do not celebrate if you score a touchdown. We were told freshman year, if you score a touchdown, that's great. Clap it up, toss the ball back to the ref, and do the extra point attempts. Second down and 13 after a loss of 3. Reese throws, and it is incomplete. That pass is intended for Nate Dismuth.
Dispute the intended receiver.
I bring up third down and 13 now. 2:37 left to go in tonight's contest.
Third down.
I would say some official errors have definitely played a factor in this game, but Holy Name will prevail.
If this game does not end in Holy Name's favor, 3 plays. The missed sack, the block in the back that was called against Wando, and that big one against Burton right there. But now Holy Name hoping to prove the ball doesn't lie. Third down and 13, ball at the 30-yard line. Reese taking a snap, looking to throw. Has some pressure from behind. Still has time. Launches it downfield, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Intended for dispute, and he's not happy. I'll bring up fourth down and 13 at the 30-yard line. 2:30 left to go.
It'll be fourth down.
This cannot be a field goal attempt. They needed yards, and they did not get any yards on that play. I mean, in reality, Mansfield is 5 yards away from the line again for a field goal. There's a timeout being called.
Timeout Mansfield.
Mansfield is wasting a timeout. That could be a big one, especially if they don't do something here. But now, if you're Holy Name, what's going through your mind if you're Holy Name and if you're Mansfield?
If you're Holy Name, you gotta stop. Whatever they do, if they decide that they want to kick it, stop it. If they're gonna throw it or run it, please stop it. For the sake of all of us in the press box, I think it's been a really stressful night.
I've aged about 5 years at this point.
The stress is growing in my hair. I think I'm going gray.
And this time, school's not causing it. And then for Mansfield, if you're Mansfield, what's your perspective? What do you see?
Definitely the coach over there saying you better score because he does not want to have to yell at them. But tough. I don't know. The kicker is taking practice kicks down there, so this will be.
Reese is staying on the field. Fourth down and 13. Ball at the 30-yard line. 2 seasons coming together now. 12 games for Mansfield. 11 for Holy Name. Work since August 1st. Coming down to potentially this play. Holy Name has to go up against a trips right set here. 1 on the left, 3 on the right. Reese takes a snap, dropping back, looking to throw. Launches, and it is incomplete! Huge defense there by Holy Name. Closest guy, William Diggs, and Holy Name gets the ball back at the 30-yard line with 2:26 left to go in tonight's contest. What a huge defensive stop there by Holy Name to get the ball back. And now, with Mansfield having 1 less timeout, 1 first down might do it.
We don't need no big plays. We just need the small plays, run down the clock. We will definitely win this. That was great.
This will be an interesting one. If Holy Name gets a first down, that might do it. First down and 10, ball at the 30. The line to gain is the 40. 2 receivers out wide. We have 2 wings, and Sanchez in the backfield. Sanchez takes the handoff.
Sanchez with the ball.
He's going to hit, taken down at the 31-yard line. Gain of 1, bring up second down and 9, but that clock will run.
Owens on the tackle.
Now Holy Name subbing out Keyshawn Gardner for Austin Wondolowski as
Extra yard.
look at Keyshawn on the play. Now the clock will run. Holy Name not having to deal with the timeout being used by Mansfield just yet. We're now at the 2-minute warning, which is not obviously watched here, but still 2 minutes. And now the clock is still going to run.
I love the Namers' approach of taking their time. That really worked well for them and panned out. So if they continue to do that.
Wondolowski has it. Still running his way forward. He shoved forward. He might have the first down. There's a flag in the play, though. He gets to the 41-yard line, but we're going to see what it is. Face mask is the call. Holy Name has a first down and a big moment with a buck 38 left to go in tonight's contest. That might have just called game.
As you can see at the bottom of the screen, maybe or maybe not, Mr. Airbar, the look of seriousness on his face. I mean, he's got to be ecstatic right now. 45th, 6th year teaching at Holy Name. Legend.
And now Holy Name having the ball at the 43-yard line. Buck 38 separates them and a date with Padua next Friday night. First down attempt, ball at the 43-yard line. Buck 30 and counting left to go in tonight's contest.
These seniors want this.
Sanchez on the left side of Williams. To the right side is Wondolowski. Crowd goes quiet. And now we get the awkward moments of silence until the ball is snapped because they're trying to run down the clock as much as they can. Williams takes a snap, hands the ball to Wondolowski. And
Handoff again.
he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and now Mansfield will burn one of their timeouts.
No gain on the play.
Less than 52.3 seconds here. So a couple more plays and that should do it. Two more?
Two more should do it. I think the way they're setting it up, they're going to call a timeout. Then after the third down, they're going to have maybe 10 seconds to launch the ball downfield.
I definitely got to say, Holy Name wants this. You can see the spark. Ever since halftime, it's really been there. The atmosphere's changed. The negativity's gone. Holy Name really wants this.
And if you're Holy Name, what was the key play of this game that kind of set momentum in their favor?
There was a lot. A lot has changed this game. And honestly, just stopping that almost
3 minutes
first
remaining
down
in
right
the game. Padua 35, Norton 7.
Most definitely was a nail for Holy Name.
Yeah, I believe the score is 35-7 of Norton versus Padua. So if it stands right now, which it should, Holy Name, Padua, next week, winner goes to Canton. What a big game that will be next Friday night. The fans will bring out that one more week chance.
Second down at 10 from the Mansfield.
Second down at 10, ball at the 42-yard line of Mansfield.
I think we all want one more week.
Yes, absolutely. Williams takes a snap. Hands the ball to be a flag in the play, otherwise that would have been disaster.
Ball start on Holy Name. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
False start's a little bit better than giving up a fumble. I know we still lose some yards there, but
If that fumble was recovered by Mansfield, I think you'd have heard that Mansfield side go absolutely crazy.
now it's very quiet on the field for some reason. Coach Wando consulting with the officials. Coach Wando in his, I believe, 10th year at Holy Name as the head football coach. He's done a really great job with the football program, completely changed it, and look at where it's getting them. I mean, we could see a state-bound team right here.
Second down and 15 after the loss of 5 on the false start. Wondolowski goes on the right side of Coles on the right side of Wallace. Vaughn can keep it running on the right side, and he'll be tripped up from behind, hit pretty hard, and taken down finally at the 47-yard line.
McGinty with the tackle.
That'll be getting back to the line of scrimmage, but Mansfield's going to call their last timeout. 45 seconds left to go in this contest. I mean, obviously the goal for Mansfield right now is strip the ball away and get one last shot. Holy Name, ball security, and just play good football, and that will do it. Holy Name obviously not going for the first down. Obviously, I mean, third down 15 at this point, you kind of can't throw the ball. You got to have to run it. You got to keep that clock running. By any means necessary, you got to have that clock running.
gentlemen, at the conclusion of the game, no spectators are allowed on the field. Coaches, players,
I definitely
and
got to
media,
say,
thank
as
you.
long as Holy Name grabs the ball and runs it, 2 hands on the ball, for sure, keeping it, we'll be fine here. Don't make an error. Don't throw the ball. Don't try nothing fancy. Hand it off. Try to run as much as you can.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is going to be a very interesting play here. 3rd down and 15 at the 42-yard line. I say 42-yard line, but it's actually the 47-yard line of Mansfield here. Sanchez on the left side of Williams. On the right side is Wondolowski. Williams takes a snap. Hands the ball to Wondolowski. Cuts upfield. He's running for it, and he's close. He's still for it, and Wondolowski has it. Game. Just like that, Austin Wondolowski runs for a first down, and just like that, sends Holy Name to the next round.
Plays good for Green Wave, first down.
What a big run at a big time there for Austin Wondolowski. And a game that at one point looked like it was destined to be a loss for Holy Name. The boys came back and fought into the second half, scoring 14 unanswered in that 3rd quarter. And now, as they go to the sidelines, our 20 ticks of the clock away from officially going to the regional finals for their 3rd straight year asking. And just like that, that ends the game. Holy Name wins this one 17-16 in a thrilling game here at Brunswick Automart Stadium. Next week, Padua, Holy Name, 2nd straight year in the playoffs, round 2 once again. It's going to be a big game. If you want to look what you're supposed to expect in that game, go back and watch the game from earlier this year. Go on Holy Name Athletics YouTube. I believe it was August 19th. Go back and watch that game. You can kind of see what Padua was about, kind of what we were about at the beginning of that year. But otherwise, stay tuned for if we can stream the game or not. Stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Holy Name Broadcasting. Subscribe to the Holy Name Athletics YouTube channel to stay up to date with everything Holy Name Athletics. And other than that, we're done from here. I've been Nathan Smee, alongside me, Damian Webb. On the computer, Michael Alexic. On the camera, Jacob Ragazzo. And Cam did the scoreboard tonight. Good night from Brunswick Automart Stadium. Your final score, 17-16, Holy Name. Good night, everyone, and go Namers.